Scooch. What's up, buddy? Yell everything this time. You know what I'm talking about? Yellow rounds, yellow big booty, yellow bones, yellow rounds, yellow MPs, yellow watch, yellow John Wayne chain, yellow lip room sitting, lemonade with shoes for my girl. I'm sitting in six, no choice in my life. And it's more than I get, because it's a lemon. I'm girl, you'll be cheating, but you look more like a lemon. I'm sour apple, bitter, I'm not with them. I'm truly stupid, pain, this is how I do today. I'm moving slow, shoes in my lemonade. I'm in the shade, and I'm selling lemonade. This is a fight that's going right up in the eye. I'm on lemonade, down the much they put it in your face. Lemonade, I won yesterday. I'm flipping where I'm running. That's just how I'm chilling. I'm smoking versus in the chicken Corvette by that lemon. School chick.
And we're coming down to 20 minutes till kickoff. Counting down from 5, 3, 2, 1. Mark 20 minutes to kickoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium on the campus of the University of St. Francis for today's MSFA football game between visiting Marian University Knights and your University of St. Francis Cougars.
Well, they actually have the PA at the right level today.
At this time, let's meet the starting defensive unit for Marian University. Starting at defensive end, number 99, Isaac Johnson. Starting at defensive tackle, number 92, Dylan Roth. Also at defensive tackle, number 26, Cam Harris. At defensive end, number 98, Chauncey Mays. Starting at outside linebacker, number 7, Joey Flaccari. At middle linebacker, number 6, Logan Blake. Starting at outside linebacker, number 5, Sir Zandri Dance. Starting at cornerback, number 2, Daimani Small. Starting at safety, number 3, Ricky Clark. Starting at safety as well, number 22, Nate Fry. And starting at quarterback, number 21, TJ Comer. The starting defensive unit for the Marian University Knights. And now let's meet the starting offensive unit for your University of St. Francis Cougars. Starting at left tackle, number 74, Reese Roney. Starting at left guard, number 70, Tony Smith. Starting at center, 72, Landon Myers. At right guard, number 75, Nathan Barney. Starting at right tackle, number 77, Solomon Asadu. Starting at wide receiver, number 85, Jay Seagull. Also a wide receiver, number 5, Dylan Hunley. Starting wide receiver, number 1, Matt Kamakewicz. Starting at tight end, number 81, Ryder Burchett. At running back, number 15, Eli Wallace. And starting at quarterback for the Cougars, number 3, Matt Crable. The starting offensive unit for your University of St. Francis Cougars.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps for the pregame prayer. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand.
Finally, Cougar fans get to see a football game, but will it be a final game in this very crazy season of so-called spring football? Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Parson. Welcome to Bishop John M. Darcy Stadium. USF fans may not even mind a little bit of rain today after seeing 2 straight weeks of games wiped out by alleged COVID issues at Michigan schools. But the test today is major. Cougars host the Marian University Knights, who come to Fort Wayne today, sporting a 4-1 record overall, number 10 ranking as far as the NAIA in football is concerned. But both USF and Marian, they are 2-1 in the all-important and very tough MSFA Mid-East League. And we'll continue on right after this.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tony Didier with our singing and playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We mentioned it's St. Francis against Marian. St. Francis number 11, the Knights number 10, and a win today, and you're in probable playoff spot. With the loser, this is kind of a play-in game, so the loser is going to be on life support, needing a miracle, maybe some help to get into the playoffs. What is encouraging is the leadership and play of senior quarterback Matt Crable. 3 weeks ago in the fourth quarter at Indiana Wesleyan, the 6'4" senior may have been at his best ever in a Cougar uniform, leading the Silver and Blue back from a 10-point deficit to a 17-13 come-from-behind victory. Meanwhile, Marian also has lost 3 straight games to COVID cancellations. The Knights, they last played on March 13th, rallying at home to beat, also taking on Indiana Wesleyan in a home game in Indianapolis. It was the Knights coming up on top 23-14. With modified spring football rules, teams need to play at least 4 games and to qualify for the playoffs. Today marks that fourth game for St. Francis, but can the Cougars get past perennial nemesis Marion here this afternoon? Well, time will tell, and we'll be checking back with our pregame thoughts from Coach Kevin Donnelly after a timeout. And football will be played today here in Fort Wayne. It's number 10 against number 11, Marion against the Cougars. And we'll be back with Coach D. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Okay, the 2:30s, sir, the 2:30s.
Ladies and gentlemen, looking for a senior parent, Cheryl Brown. Cheryl Brown, if you are here, could you please go to the south end zone? Cheryl Brown, please, if you are here to the south end zone. Is that you? Found her.
Welcome back, everybody. Looks like the Cougars are actually going to play a football game today. How about that? Well, glad you could join us here today. We're with Coach Kevin Donnelly. And, Coach, I know you've taken on our arch rivals today, the Marion University Knights. Going back, 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, last time we played a football game. What a rally by your Cougars in the fourth quarter. I'll tell you what, Matt Crable took the team on his shoulders. Maybe as good as I've ever seen him play. Making sharp decisions, delivering the ball, laser strikes on the numbers, doing it with his legs on conversion runs. What a warrior, and you got to be extremely proud of him, and hopefully can do it again today.
Well, yeah, he was National Player of the Week. I mean, he did it with both his legs and his arm, made plays. You're right, Joe. He's playing better football right now than he ever has. I hope the 3-week vacation hasn't stymied that in any way, because he was hot and doing very, very well. But we got a ball game today. My goodness, we've come through so much stuff, adversity with this COVID thing and cancellations and so on and so forth. But we got a game today, and it's a rival game, and they're two good football teams. Ought to be a great game. If we can dodge the lightning bolts today, we'll be okay.
You take a look at Marion, and not the typical Knights team in the sense that offensive line, very young offensive line on paper, 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores starting today. And they've been a little bit bit by the injury bug and obviously suffered from COVID as well. But Marion's Marion, and tell us about the Knights.
Well, they're an outstanding football team. They are. I mean, it's a university that's committed to their athletic programs, and football most definitely. They do a good job. Their mojo is playing great defense and bringing a lot of pressure, and they're very athletic, at all levels. So they're outstanding on defense. Offensively, they're young in the offensive line. They got a freshman tailback starting. Got great skill on the outside. So typical Marion talent. Everybody kind of has gone through whatever kind of issues you have with this COVID thing. Kids graduating in December, not coming back for the spring season. Kids not making grades from the first semester, being ineligible for the spring. So we've had it, they've had it, and part of COVID, that's what it is. That's what you deal with, and you go play.
Well, that follows up. And how do you keep a team sharp with all this surreal season that they call spring football?
I'm not real sure. Last week was the first normal practice week that we've had. Coaches will probably spend from Sunday morning to Tuesday afternoon. The last install is Tuesday. Probably a good 50, 60 hours of prep time. and the players have so much to learn. And then you practice it on Wednesday, and you practice it on Thursday, and then you get a call that there's no game. Now you don't reinvent the wheel each week. You go back and you pick and choose what fits against the next opponent. So we've kind of got a smorgasbord of things from Lawrence Tech, Concordia, Lawrence Tech, Siena Heights, and now Marion. So we've had 21 days since our last game. They've had 28. So there's a fine line between getting healthy and getting rusty. So, we hope to knock the rust off quicker. That's the plan. We got to come out smoking. You got to play 60 minutes for football games like this.
Coach Kevin Downey with his pregame thoughts as we're minutes away from kickoff here at Darcy Stadium. Kevin Downey in his 23rd year, the first and only coach that the Cougar football program has known. Cougars, as we mentioned, ranked number 11. They are 2-1, same record in the Mid-East League of the MSFA as the Marion University Knights. They are 4-1 overall, including a forfeit win over Madonna, but 2-1 in the league and ranked number 10 under Mark Henninger. A year ago, the Knights, they put things together late in the year. They finished 12-1. They were beaten by Morningside in the NAIA National Championship game 40-38. They trailed by 31 points going into the second half, but made a game out of it, lost by 2. Cougars were 7-3. They lost 30-26 at Lindsey Wilson in the NAIA first round. Sun breaking through here at Darcy Stadium. Will it stay with us? 69 degrees here just ahead of kickoff. Winds out of the southeast at about 11 miles an hour. The weatherman says rain will develop into the Fort Wayne area sometime after 2 o'clock. We're hoping that's after 2:30 and closer to 3, but we will see. But it's going to be nice weather as far as the temperature, into the low 70s, 69 here at kickoff. We're coming back with more, getting ready for kickoff at Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Okay, let's package everything up here. The opening prayer and also the game open.
Got it. Call Matt Brady at 220-8800 or visit me at BradyBenefitUSA.com for more information on the Brady benefits of your business today. Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Please welcome.
Glad you could join us this afternoon on Redeemer Radio for Cougar football and what may possibly be the final game of this so-called spring football season, depending on the outcome here this afternoon. We're missing a good part of our broadcast team here today. Clancy Shank, got an email from him earlier today and saying he woke up with no sense of smell, no sense of taste. That does not bode well. So he was going to get tested, but thought he'd stay away and kind of err on the side of being cautious, making sure he didn't affect yours truly, or in fact, I should say. We appreciate that, but we're going to miss Clancy and welcome him back as soon as he is able to. Well, Redeemer Radio 106.3 would like to thank Dr. Adam Oseng of Northeast Chiropractic Center as our sports media sponsor. Northeast Chiropractic Center is a patient-centered office that focuses on staying well through chiropractic, massage, exercise, and functional medicine. Remember to check out every strategy, play, and halftime interview at youtube.com/Redeemer Radio. Referee today is Gabe Hughley. Waiting, actually, St. Francis players are on the sidelines. Marion waiting to come in from the southeast area where they're huddled up right now. Here come the co-captains, and we'll have the Actually, it's just Matt Crable that comes out, the senior. Two co-captains for the Marion Knights.
University of St. Francis Cougars in the coin toss. Number 3, quarterback, senior Matt Crable.
Oh, thank you.
Try to keep our eyes on the coin toss and see who's going to be doing what here. This game is a sellout, by the way. Sold out in the first 5 minutes, we understand, with capacity limits.
Marion won the toss.
Marion won the toss, deferred. So, I mean, St. Francis will receive the football and move out of the north end zone, left to right as we look at it. This is the lone game today in all of the MSFA Mid-East League. All the other 3 games were wiped out because of COVID issues. In the Midwest, they're playing, though, today. And how about Olivet Nazarene? The Tigers, undefeated at 7-0. They're ranked number 13. They are taking on Trinity International today. St. Xavier, they're home today, taking on USF Illinois. And Roosevelt, I think they're also ranked at number 20. They are on the road at St. Ambrose. Well, down but never out. You can say that about the Cougars this year. At least that's the way it was 2 weeks ago at Indiana Wesleyan. Cougars looked like they were done, could put a fork in them. But going down to defeat, it would not end up that way. Trailing 13-3 going into the fourth quarter. That's where Matt Crable, he put the Cougars on his back, leading USF to a pair of fourth-quarter touchdowns and one of Matt Kamenkiewicz to get St. Francis within striking distance, and then a final touchdown toss to senior Jordan Schmeling, good for 15 yards, with just 1:02 remaining, and the Cougars would hold on. River Walsh got the lone sack on the final play of the day to sack the Indiana Wesleyan quarterback, and that preserved that 17-13 victory. Schmeling goes back in kick return for St. Francis. By the way, the good news, Cougars played a pair of freshmen in their debut at running back 3 weeks ago. Darian Gilbert and John Green also. But Will Holman is back today, also expecting to see a lot of Eli Wallace at running back. Meanwhile, Marion getting ready to kick off from right to left, and this game is underway. Short kick, end over end. It comes down, fielded at the 10. Return across the 20, 25, and a dive across the 25 up to about the 27 is where the Cougars will have the first possession of this ball game, in this play-in game, if you will, for the right to advance as an at-large bid in the NAIA National Tournament that begins next Saturday afternoon.
Tackle on the kickoff by 17, Credell Prather.
The Cougars' offensive line, if Joe Henry starts today, they'll average over 309 a man tackle to tackle. But we heard Nathan Barney's name mentioned. There was some question about him with an issue that came up last night, but he was listed as a starter. Cougars start first and 10 at their own left side hash mark. Motion by Kamenkiewicz, right to left, now resets. Crable looks to hand it off. Here's a run up the middle, and Kim Peterson with the carry. The 6-foot sophomore, 185-pounder, that's just his 5th carry of the year. And he'll pick up about 4 yards, brings it out to about the 33-yard line. And it'll be second down and 5. Call it a gain of 5 yards. So Peterson's back. He has missed several games. Holman, we are told, will play. Eli Wallace will play. Meanwhile, second and 5, too wide to the right side. Crable taking a look out of the pistol now. Looks on the read option, does hand it off. Here's an angled run. Second effort. Let's see if Peterson got to the first down stick. I believe they're going to... Well, one official marked the ball short. Now the others are going to move the chains. Yes, it'll be a first down. Sometimes it depends which official you're watching. That'll let you know what's really going to happen. So the Cougars convert.
And the result of that play is a good.
And they'll have first and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Dylan Hunley in. Made some nice catches. Burchett is in. He is tight to the left side for the Cougars on 1st and 10, short of the 40. Motion now, Siegel behind the line of scrimmage. Here's an off-tackle run to the right side, and Peterson again with their third straight run. Carries across the 40 up to about the 42-yard line. And they'll mark it, nose of the football just across the 42-yard line. And the Cougars able to gain about 3, 4, 5 yards on each of their first 3 carries of this football game. Looking at second down, let's call it about short 6. Siegel stays in wide to the left. He's the lone wide out there, but they have tandem tight ends out there on the far side of the field as well. 2 wide to the right side. Grable barking out the signals from the pistol, gives that off again. Here's Wallace, gets it across the 45, his first carry of the day, and they'll say the knee hit right at the 45-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and a long 3. Cougars on 3rd down situations were 4 of 13 against Indiana Wesleyan. They hurry up offense. Here is a quick throw coming to the right side. Hunley's got it midfield, backpedals into Marion territory and down to inside the 49-yard line. So the Cougars went hurry up and convert. And they'll have the ball 1st and 10 into the Knights territory. They'll mark it actually at the 48-yard line.
That play results in a Glenwood Hyundai.
Well, when you miss 2-3 games, always a question about the rust. How quickly can you get into sync, get the chemistry going, and execute? Cougars looking good so far in the early moments of the ball game. First possession, here's the Crable looking to screen the ball. He's got Wallace in the clear, 45, 40, steps out of a tackle and lunges down inside the 40-yard line. Crable setting up the screen nicely. Now Will Holman comes in to the backfield for the first time today. Holman, the 5'9" sophomore running back out of Fort Recovery, Ohio. They'll mark that ball squarely on the Marion 40-yard line, 1st and 10. 11:35 remaining in this opening quarter. Cougars taking the opening kickoff. Siegel stays in wide to the short side to the left. Bunch line up to the right. They'll run the ball again. No, it is Holman who backpedals and got it down to about the 36-yard line. See if they give them another yard. That's enough for the first down. And they'll spot it outside the 35 of Marion to the 36-yard line. But again, they move the chains. Take a look at that offensive line. Landon Myers, the 330-pound senior at center. Tony Smith and Nathan Barney. Let's make sure that he's in there rather than Joe Henry. Solomon Asiju at one tackle, and Reese Roney, the All-American tackle, at the other. Cougars coming out of the huddle now. 1st and 10. Here's Crable barking out the signals now. Motion Kamakewicz right to left. Here's Holman. Holman looking, bangs his way down inside the 35 to about the 33. See where they actually spot that football. That'll be a gain of about 3. Call it 2nd down and 7. Cougars managing the clock nicely here in the early moments of this ball game. Marion looks like they're going with 3 down linemen up front. Now make it 4 down defensive linemen up front. 2nd down and 7. Cougars operate with Kamakewicz in motion once again. Here's Holman again looking for running room. Won't find it that time. Well defended defensively. Left side came up and made the stop. And that'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Took about 5 for Zion Dance.
Landon Myers just getting up off the bottom of the pile. By the way, it is Joe Henry in there at that guard position at 6'4", 316. 3rd down and 6. Cougars against Indiana Wesleyan were 4 of 13 on 3rd downs for 31%. Got to get down to about the 27. Crable wants to throw, flush to his right, scrambling, looking to run. 30, 25, lowers the shoulder, got down to the 24-yard line. He'll have the first down, and Crable still down on the turf. Now hands the ball to the official. Took an extra moment or two. You always worry when you've got your star quarterback electing to use the legs and paying the price, but got the job done. They'll mark it 1st and 10 USF at the Marion 24-yard line.
That results in a Glenbrook Chrysler Jeep.
Becoming a little bit more cloudy here at Darcy Stadium now. Still light winds out of the southeast, 11 miles an hour. Cougars 1st and 10, working from the right side hash mark. Motion to the near side, Komakewicz resets. Here is Peterson looking for running room. Bangs up the middle, fights his way inside the 22. Second effort, got another yard down to the 21-yard line. So we'll see where they put that football back. Burchett will come back in. Isaac Van Kuren was in for a play. Now Siegel and Komakewicz sent wide to the left. Hunley, the lone wide to the right side. Crable again waiting for that snap. Looks to hand it off. Here's Peterson looking for surrounding running room. Nice nifty move to get by one defender for Marion. Brought it down to about the 20. They're going to give them another yard close to the 19. So it'll be third down and 5. As we're at the 8-minute mark already of this fast-moving first quarter. As the Cougars have basically kept the ball on the ground. With the runs of Cam Peterson and Eli Wallace. Trying to get down inside the 15 on this snap. Maybe in 4-down yardage area if necessary. Crable drops to throw. Looks. Steps up. Wants to run. Now flush to his left. Trying to run and hit by him. Is that... Oh, he lost the football. Is that a penalty flag? There should be a penalty on that. They grabbed him by the helmet. Come on. There's no penalty flag. That should have been a horse collar. Don't see any penalty flags. Wow. And it'll be 4th down. And the Cougars, I think, are going to go for the field goal. Jack James out of Snyder High School. How can you not have a penalty? This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt from the right side hash mark. Now the officials are going to chat. Might be a question of where they position the football. Everybody's coming over now in stripes. Well, I'll tell you what. Cougar coaching staff is out.
Play was a running play. The ball be spotted on the left hash.
So it was a running play. They're going to spot the football. This will be a 40-yard attempt now from the left side hash mark. James has got the leg. Will he have the distance? Cougars trying to draw first blood. Here's the kick. Certainly long enough. It's tailing off to the left, though, and it is good. Caught the inside left upright. 40 yards and a field goal for Jack James out of Snyder High School. Time of the score, 7-13, and the Cougars on the board early here leading Marion at 3-0. Let's take a timeout. This is Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Back at Darcy Stadium, welcome back, everybody. I'm Joe Parson. 3-0 USF on the 40-yard field goal by Jack James. He was hit a 24-yarder in the last game 3 weeks ago against Indiana Wesleyan.
Oh, yeah. Deep for the Knights, number 27.
Been perfect this season on extra points, 5 for 5. But now Marion will get a chance to see what they can do. Jalen Jennings back in kick return along with expecting Ben Stevens perhaps to be back there. Jennings has got a long return of 40. Here's a kind of a pooch kick. And that one will, did it go out of bounds? Inside the 5, well, they threw a penalty flag.
Penalty marker on the field.
And it looks looks like that ball is ruled to have gone out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The returner for Marion was indecisive whether he thought that ball was good. Remember, that's a free football. And at the last second, again, apparently it went across the sideline, and it'll be a penalty and come out to the 35-yard line. So the Knights will enjoy very good field position, 1st and 10.
Ball first touched by the receivers team out of bounds. The ball will be placed by rule at the 35-yard line. First down.
Knights with an offensive line that averages 282. A man tackle Darren Dillon at center. Ross Craig and Andrew Griner are the guards. Zach Sabilla and Austin Jones are the tackles. 3 freshmen, 2 sophomores for Marion on the offensive line starting here today. 1st and 10, though, at their own 35. Frankie Young at quarterback here, looking to hand the ball off. No, he throws the ball near side. Johnny Willem has got it and gets away and works all the way up the midfield and fell down on the Cougar sidelines. William, senior at 5'11", 175. That's his 15th catch of the year. In his last game against Indiana Wesleyan, had 3 catches for 72 yards, included a touchdown, and he is a major threat here today along with Jacob Pressler. In Cougar territory already at the 48, 1st and 10. They're working with an I formation, actually a power I off to the left. Now a little motion. William resets, and they'll run the ball, and good defense right at the point of attack. Cougars stop it for no gain. Is coming up there, Jalen Moss in run support. Plug the hole. And maybe a little bit of a loss back outside the 47. Now they're going to say it's about a half a yard gain. So 2nd down and 9, let's call it. Young out of the gun. Shotgun formation. Looks to screen the ball in the flats. Has got the running back out there. Cougars trying to chase him down. That's Dalen Taylor in the flats. His 4th catch of the year. He had his first 3 catches of the season 3 weeks ago against Indiana Wesleyan. But it'll bring up 3rd down and 4. Marion trying to reach the Cougar 38 on this snap. Trailing it 3-0, and the clock is down, approaching 5.5 minutes already in this fast-moving first quarter. 2 wide to the left for Frankie Young. That's the wide side of the field. Now may have changed the play call. Repositions Taylor. Flanks him off to the right. Young looks, and they've got him trapped. They handed the ball off. That's a loss back outside the 45. And the Cougars playing good defensively. Might have been Rob Brown in there. And they will force a punt by Marion. So great job defensively by St. Francis after giving up that one early gainer, the pass reception to Johnny William, then really stifled Marion on the run defense. Calvin Kawich back in punt return, waits at the USF 10-yard line. We're expecting Taylor Soper to do the punts, and he does. Tries to pooch it off to the right side. That one hangs up and takes a kick and gets into the end zone. That time, Marion overplayed. They had a chance to get that ball before it went into the end zone, but they were taking away the returners and just ignored the ball, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, and Matt Crable will bring the offensive unit back on the field for St. Francis. 3-0 USF on the 40-yard field goal by Jack James. Now the Cougars bring out the unit, 1st and 10 at their own 20, moving again the long way, left to right. Kamakewicz sets up in the slot to the right side. Split of him to the right will be Dylan Hunley. Come up in press coverage on Hunley. Cougars want to run the ball. Here's noted Crable. And he's got some running across the 30 up to the 35-yard line. And did a good job. Not necessarily a read option. He just faked the handoff to Peterson. And Crable had a couple of nice runs already here today. Came in, started the game with 22 carries for 85 yards, averaging just under 4 yards a carry and 1 touchdown. against Indiana Wesleyan. Again, these numbers reflect what he really did in the fourth quarter. Finished on the day with 11 runs for 49 yards, averaged 4.5 yards a carry. 1st and 10, USF. Cougars at their own 35-yard line. Siegel in motion, right to left. They'll run the ball again, and that's good defense. Peterson never got going that time as Logan Blake from his middle linebacker spot
Down by number 6, Logan Blake.
leads them in several categories, with tackles coming in to start the game with 35 tackles, 4 sacks. Had 4 tackles 3 weeks ago. It's Indiana Wesleyan. That's a no gain, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. As we approach 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter, 3-0 USF. See if the Cougars now put the ball in the air with Crable. Got Hunley in motion, resets to the short side to the right. Crable looking, dances, throws right side. That ball is incomplete. A little crossing pattern intended for Hunley.
Hunley is incomplete.
The defense was there, pretty well defended by Marion, so now it's 3rd down and 10. Cougars now trying to get up to their own 46-yard line on this snap. Schmeling will come back in. Burchett checks out. Schmeling, the hero, with a touchdown catch with just over a minute remaining that won it against Indiana Wesleyan. Tandem receivers wide left. Now Hunley comes in motion again. Here's Crable looking. Rush, pressure's coming. Steps up. Here's Matt taking a look. And steps up again, running, and then finally brought down for a loss. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. The 35 just could not find anybody. So the Cougars will have to kick the ball away in what is becoming a defensive game early on. The clock continues to move inside of 3 minutes. Ben Stevens will be back at punt return. Against Indiana Wesleyan 3 weeks ago, had a long of 23. That's his long of the year, averaging just under 11 yards a punt return for the season. James waits for the snap at his 20. He's got it now, looking on the angle kick. And here's Stevens with it. Pivots right side, looking, lost his pin, stays on his feet, then finally brought down at the 26-yard line. So the Knights will have their second possession of the ball game coming up, trailing at 3-0 with 2:28 remaining in this opening quarter.
Down by 24, Isaiah Lacey.
As we mentioned, this is the lone game today in the Mid-East League of the MSFA. All 3 other games were wiped out because of COVID. All 3 involving Michigan schools. One kind of wonders Concordia is going to get the automatic bid. They're going to take the league championship, but with COVID being an issue, would they be able to play? Here's a run off tackle to the right.
Dalen Taylor, the ball carrier.
They're going to stay with Dalen Taylor at, he's a freshman running back, 5'9", 170.
Tied by number 4, Jalen Moss. Number 7, River Walsh.
Had his first carries of the year against Indiana Wesleyan.
He's up 2nd.
When he carried 19 times for 94 yards, averaging just under 5 yards a carry. Picks up 5 on that last carry. Empty backfield now for Frankie Young. Young, short drop, looks over the middle, has got a catch in traffic at the 37. It'll be 1st and 10. Little crossing pattern for Jacob Pressler.
Number 12.
Led him against Indiana Wesleyan with 5 catches, 87 yards, had a touchdown. And this is a talented team. Whistles blow with 1:45 remaining. Now the clock continues to run. It'll be 1st and 10, Knights moving right to left. They've got it at their own.
First down,
Right about the 37-yard line. Young again takes the snap on the read option, does hand it off, and nothing there. Cougars stacked it up. Somebody lost a helmet. That'll be maybe a loss of about a half a yard that time for Young, or I should say for Taylor.
Brought down by number 98, Rob Brown of the Cougars.
Let's call it 2nd down and 10. Nose of the football just inside the Knights' 38-yard line. Too wide to the right side now. Young looks over his shoulder once Taylor offset to the right, rolls right side. Young sets his feet, throws, and's got it wide open catch that time. Nobody near Greg Miller.
Young's pass complete to number.
That was too easy. And they'll have a 1st down up around See where they're going to mark that at the 40, just short of the 49-yard line of Marion, and a new set of downs to work with. By the way, Fort Wayne fans, Anton Berry is the tight end starting today. 6'4", 265, a senior out of Bishop Loras High School. Young again with the snap, looks, now screens the ball near side, and running away once again near sidelines, and there's William trying to stay in bounds, and he does, all the way inside the Cougar 30. Missed tackles that time by USF. So with 38 seconds remaining in the quarter, Marion on the move. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the USF 29-yard line. Now Berry, we mentioned a tight end. They actually put him at fullback right now, trying to figure out where they do want him. 265-pound fullback, offset to left in the power I. Here's Young again, looking to run the ball, hands it off, and falling down right at the line of scrimmage to the 29 was the running back. No gain on that play, and that will be the final play of this opening quarter. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Marion when we come back to Darcy Stadium. 3-0 Cougars after 1, and we'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
The score, University of St. Francis Cougars 3, Marion University 0.
Just a reminder, at end of quarters, we really only need one spot. Welcome back to Darcy Stadium, everybody. Joe Parson with you. Cougars on the 40-yard field goal in the first quarter by Jack James have the 3-0 lead. It'll be 2nd down and let's call it 11. That ball's back around the 30-yard line on the last loss, the last carry. By the way, special get well greetings to Clancy Shank. I'm sure he's home listening here this afternoon. Got an email. Came up feeling a little bit punked today with no taste, no smell. That does not bode well. And we hope the test is negative for Clancy Shank, and we'll see you back real soon. Marion with the ball at the Cougar 30, 2nd down and long. Now moving from left to right. Frankie Young in at quarterback. Gone all the way basically so far with Dalen Taylor at running back. Here's Young, low snap. It's got it. Wants to throw the home run ball on the left side. The ball deflected away. Good defense that time, and in and out of the hands at that time of Greg Miller. Caught the big 3rd down conversion a moment ago, late in the first quarter. Now it's 3rd down and 10. Marion, despite that win 3 weeks ago against Indiana Wesleyan, they were just 2 of 12 on 3rd down situations for 17%. Got to figure, though, that they're in 4-down yardage areas. Stevens now in wide to the left, the lone wide to the left side. No, he's going to be joined by Pressler. And they spread the field 2 wide either side. Young trying to make a play right now on the read option. Throws short. He's got a catch. That's short of the 1st down. It'll be on 4th down. Had the catch in the on the little crossing pattern to Pressler, running a little down and out pattern. That'll be short of the 4th down, of the 1st down stick. Are they going to go for it? Marion hurrying up the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 3. Let's see if they try to draw St. Francis off. Cougars trying to adjust their defensive line. Here's Young, and they did move. And here is a penalty flag. The throws to the corner of the end zone. The ball is up for grabs, knocked away, but I believe that the Cougars on the hard count did jump.
There's a penalty mark for him.
Well, let's see if Marion might have induced. Yeah, it's encroachment.
Offside. Defense, 94.
And that just rips your heart out because you knew it was coming. And they could not hold their water, the silver and blue, that time defensively up front. So a new set of downs and a new opportunity for the Marion Knights. Coaching staff has got to be so disappointed because everybody in the stadium knew that they were going to come with a hard count and try to draw St. Francis off, and it worked. Again, they'll stay with the power I formation. Now it's 1st and 10. And they'll run the ball again, off tackle on the right side. And here's Taylor. Squirts his way inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Dalen Taylor, 5'9" freshman running back. He'll pick up about 4 yards on that carry.
Tackle on the play by 35, Nick Lucas.
Nick Lucas credited with making the stop. Had 96 tackles a year ago. Second down for the Knights. Inside the red zone now, trying to take the lead. They trail it 3-0. Young, maybe with an audible once again, too wide to his left, the wide side of the field. They want to run the ball with Taylor and nudges inside the, trying to fight inside the 10, got to the 9.
Taylor on the carry.
They'll be short of the first down stick. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Tackled by 98, Rob Brown.
Rob Brown got credit for the stop. Cougars making some changes. Andrew McCormick comes onto the field now.
Justin Groves.
Isaiah Higgins also checks in. Let's see if Young got 2 downs here to try to pick up the first down. Same set with 2 wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Young looking at the read option, does hand the ball off. Taylor's got running room, and he will walk into the end zone. They seal off the left side, and nobody home defensive right for USF. That will be a 13-yard touchdown run. Now, I think that's wrong. They've not corrected. Let's call it a... Well, it will be a touchdown run at the 12:46 mark. I think they had the wrong. They still had 35-yard line on the scoreboard. Time of the score, though, at 12:46. And it is the freshman that got the touchdown, Dalen Taylor. Now the extra point attempt, right-footed kick, certainly long enough on the way, and it is good. 7-3 in favor of Marion. With a timeout at Darcy Stadium, 12:46 remains in the half. And the Cougars now down at home by 4. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Mark Strakowski got the extra point. 2 of 3 last game they played against Indiana Wesleyan.
Kickoff for Marion.
Cougars now have to play from behind. This has been very typical of recent games. Marion has won the last 2 games against St. Francis, 3 of the last 4.
6, Luke Connor.
And even one of the championship years for St. Francis, they lost in the regular season, then beat the Knights in the tournament. But many of these games, the team that scores first doesn't always win. Strakowski is also going to kick off now. And he'll kick from left to right. 7-3 Knights. End over end kick down the middle. And that's fielded at inside the 10. Here's Schmeling looking for running room. 15, 20, 25 spins. And now a penalty flag is thrown, and all kind of penalty flags. And
Jordan Schmeling on the return. There's a penalty marker.
we'll see what the penalty flag is going to be about. So far the flag, and it looks like it's going to go against USF. Gabe Hughley, our referee, will let us know momentarily. Cougars already backing up, though.
Return team, number 82, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Penalty against St. Francis. Nathan Preston, I believe, whistled for the hold. So that'll take the ball back to the 10-yard line or thereabouts. Yeah, they're going to spot it right at the 10.
Cougars will start first.
By the way, that touchdown run by Dalen Taylor is his first of the year. So Crable now, a little bit longer to work with. Hands the ball off, and not much there on the run. Maybe a yard gain up across the 10 to 11.
Eli Wallace, the ball.
Eli Wallace back after missing several games. We saw Will Holman briefly earlier. Have not seen John Allen or Darian Gilbert, who carried the load 3 weeks ago, the freshman running backs, because the cupboard was bare with injuries. Two freshmen did okay for their college debut, combined for 20 carries and 52 yards. Wallace does pick up a couple. 2nd down and 8. Crable looking to throw, dances, throws over the middle, high ball, and that one, wow, lucky it was not intercepted that time. Nate Fry was circling. That one was way high that time, and Matt trying to dial things in and be as precise and efficient as he was against Indiana Wesleyan in the fourth quarter 3 weeks ago. But now it's 3rd down and 8. Clock stopped on the incompletion with 11:50 remaining. Quick hitting play. Crable to throw again. Throws, and this time the catch is made. Across the 25 and up. It's Dylan Hunley's got the first down. Hunley, the 6-foot senior, has put together a string of nice catches this year. Had his bell rung at Indiana Wesleyan down the stretch. Didn't have him, but Kamenkewicz and Schmeling stepped up to win it for the Cougars in the fourth quarter with fine touchdown catches. Now USF has got 1st and 10 at about their own 28-yard line. They're having a problem with the scoreboard issue right now, so we'll tell you what we see visually. Crable out of the pistol, running back offset to the right. Here's a handoff and spinning across the 30 to the 31. Let's see if that's Will Holman. It was getting the call that time. Short gain. Picks up a couple, and they're going to spot it up at the 31. That'll be a gain of about 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. Cougars coming out of the huddle now. They'll send Siegel wide to the left side. He'll have man coverage out here on the near side. T.J. Coleman, he's a good defender. Motion right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Play action fake. Here's Crable looking to throw. Throws. He's got Kamenkewicz. Tip the ball up, and it's intercepted at the 45. Return right side down the sidelines. And they'll be in business at the Cougar 25-yard line. That was picked off on the deflection. And Ricky Kwok, with his 4th pick of the year, has got Marion in business. Officials are conferring. I did not see a flag. Right now, the expectation will be Marion's football right around inside the Cougar 30. Now, the one thing you can't do against Marion is you can't turn the ball over and give them opportunities.
Right side block. After the interception, 15-yard
The interception will stand by Kwok. But then a penalty against Marion. And that's going to take the ball all the way back to midfield. But Marion will have the football, 1st and 10. Leading at 7-3 with 10:30 remaining in the first half. Cougars now making a change, just one safety back. They're expecting a run, and an off-tackle run it is that time. And let's see, we've got a new running back in there right now for the Knights.
27, Trent Gibson, the ball carrier.
Trent Gibson, a freshman, 5'11", 160-pounder out of Indianapolis. He'll pick up 4, 2nd down and 6. Now, empty backfield. Frankie Young all alone back there. Spreads the field. 3 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Young, short drop, looks, throws over the middle's got a catch at the 40, and they'll have a first down at the Cougar 36.
Young's pass complete to number 27, Gibson.
Again, Gibson coming out of the backfield. Actually, that time split out, but a little short drag pattern. And they're taking what St. Francis gives them, looking for the under coverage area. First and 10 now. Marion on the move. They've got it at the Cougar 37-yard line, leading it 7-3. Young went under center to Darren Dillon to whisper something. Sets up out of the pistol now. Has the hand. Wants to throw the ball on play action. A lot of time. Throws over the middle. He's got Ben Stevens out there, and he's got an easy catch for a touchdown. Beat Chris Colley on the play. So that'll be a 37-yard touchdown at the 9:13 mark. And Marion making it look easy.
Stevens, poor Marion touchdown. On to attempt the extra point.
So Stevens with the touchdown catch. That's his 4th of the year. Increases that Marion lead now to 10, pending Strakowski with the extra point. It's on the way, and no good. He missed it. So it'll stay a 10-point game, 13-3 with a timeout here at Darcy Stadium. And the Cougars try again when we come back. You're listening to Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Cougars they get the football back once again and try to get something going here at home. Got the lead early on the 40-yard field goal by Jack James, but has been 13 unanswered points by the Knights. And the 10th-ranked Marion University Knights have got the lead. Luke Connor back in kick return with Jordan Schmeling. Strakowski will tee it up at his own 35-yard line. Getting a little bit darker in more ways than one now here at Darcy Stadium. Got to make plays. Both sides of the ball. Here we go. High short kick end over end coming up to it. Schmeling calls for it. It's got it at the 10. Looking for a block at the 15. Trying to get to the outside. Got to cross the 20 to the 21. Don't see a penalty flag this time, so USF will start 1st and 10, but down 10 here at home. Joe Henry does come back out there at the right guard once again, the 6'4 freshman out of Bishop Dwenger High School. 316-pounder. He is going to be a good one, mark my words. Well, let's see how things have changed now as the offensive strategy for Kevin Donnelly, trailing it by 10. They want to run the ball up the middle, and there's nothing there. Maybe a yard gain, maybe a couple. Short of the 22-yard line that time with the carry right up the gut.
Cameron Peterson on the carry.
Cam Peterson back in there at the running back position.
Tackled by 6, Logan Blake. And 56, Tyler Major.
Clock approaching 8.5 minutes time remaining in this first half.
At their own.
Cougars were sharp offensively right out of they lost the toss, had the football, and maneuvered all the way down for that 40-yard field goal attempt that was made by Jack James. Now trying to get that consistent high snap, and they'll run the ball again, and again off-tackle run to the right, very little there.
Cameron Peterson on the carry.
Peterson looking for some running room that just is not developing. And now it'll be 3rd down, and let's call it 7. Marion has done a good job of adjusting to the defensive, adjusting their defense to the Cougar running game.
6, Logan Blake.
St. Francis trying to get out to their own 31-yard line on this snap. Running back offset to the left of Matt Crable. Trying to relax, make decisions. Fires right side. He's got a catch. Komakevich at the 35 and 1st and 10. Nice definitive throw that time by Crable. And Komakevich with the catch on his fingertips. Running the little down and out pattern to the far side. And a new set of downs for St. Francis with 7:32 remaining in the first half. They're going to mark that ball just across the USF 35 at the 36-yard line. Seems to be visibly getting darker here at Darcy Stadium. Wonder if they'll be turning on the lights maybe at halftime. Again, play action fake. Crable wants to throw, and nothing there, and he's going down with a sack. Ball popped free. Was he down? No, they're going to call it a fumble and recovery, and again, the Cougars self-destructing. It'll be Marion ball inside the 25 with 6:59 remaining here in the first half. So back-to-back turnovers. First, the interception that set up the 37-yard touchdown toss to Ben Stevens. Now a fumble recovery at the Cougar 24. And Marion in business once again. By the way, they're going to move that ball to the 18-yard line, not the 24. Here's Young taking the snap. Looks to hand it off. And Taylor that time trying to get to the outside, looking for a block that never materialized. Got back to the line of scrimmage to the 18, and that's it.
Tackled by number 4, Jalen Moss of the Cougars.
In fact, that may be a loss back to the 19, so 2nd down and 11 coming up. Not heard from Johnny William recently. Greg Miller's in. He had a big conversion catch earlier. He split wide to the right. William in the slot to the right side. Cougars dropped 2 safeties back now. Now they just out of it. Taylor wants to run, sweep to the left, and again, nothing there. St. Francis played that well. River Walsh played bird dog that time and brought him down for a loss outside the 20. They're going to mark that ball right at the 20-yard line. So 3rd down and 12 coming up. Marion trying to pick up a 1st down inside the 10, around the 9. Young barking out the signals once again, now changes off. Play clock is down inside of 8. 2 wide to his right. Drops the throw. Loads up, throws the fade to the corners. Got William out there and has got the catch for a touchdown. Again, he played the ball. The Cougars did not. Nick Lucas lost sight of it, and that will be a touchdown. 21-yard touchdown at the 5:29 mark, and the Cougars just are not playing well, quite frankly. They've stopped the runs a couple of times, but their pass defense has been non-existent. Now Strakowski with the extra point attempt. This one long enough, and it is good.
Extra point attempt is good, however.
There may have been a penalty flag thrown. We'll check the marker. Officials conferring. Now the referee going over to Mark Henninger to chat with him, the Marion coach.
Substitution. 12 men in the formation on the defense. Their penalties decline.
Okay. Cougars had 12 men on the field, but Marion's going to take the extra point. That'll make it 20-3. And we'll step out. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Back at Darcy Stadium, the Cougars with their work cut out for them now. After that brief 3-0 lead, now they've given up 20 straight points to Marion. 2 of them coming off of turnovers, an interception by Matt Crable, and then a fumble by Matt Crable, setting up that touchdown toss. Makes it really, really tough. You have to bring your A game when you're playing Marion. Here comes the kickoff now. It'll be tailing off to the right side. Fielded at the 10. Schmeling looking for running room. Chopped down across the 25 at about the 26. So try again for the silver and blue.
By 49, Drew Byerly. There are penalty markers on the field.
There was a penalty marker thrown. Everything is going against basically St. Francis. Let's see if they're going to be backed up once again. You had that one penalty against Marion after the interception that moved them back to midfield. Didn't really become a factor. We still show 5:23 on the clock remaining in the second quarter. 20-3 Knights. And we still have not had an explanation of what's going on out there.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6. That is his first unsportsmanlike foul of the game. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Personal foul against St. Francis, unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll take the ball back inside the 15 to the 12. Or just short of the 13-yard line. So the wheel's coming off. A lot of frustration, obviously. And you just got to dig down deep and find a way. Let's see if Eli Wallace is back in there as the running back now. He is. And Crable out of the pistols, got motion right to left. Wants to roll to the right looking. Does throw the ball. It's got to catch up around the 20. See if that's Siegel that caught the ball. Or
Crable's pass complete to 84, Isaac Van Kuren.
yeah, Van Kuren, Isaac Van Kuren on the receiving end that time.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
So that's going to make it second down and about 3. Well, they keep moving the down markers, so it's about 2nd and 4. Here's a late handoff coming and nothing there. Boy, Marion has really stiffened up the middle after giving up some early runs. That'll be no gain with 4:37 remaining in this first half. So it's going to bring up 3rd down still and a long... Well, let's still call it 4th down and 3. Or 3rd down and 3. Cougars trying to get the ball out to their own 20, just across the 23, short of the 24-yard line on this play. Bunch line up to the left for Matt Crable. Wants to throw, looks, pulls it down, throws again. It's got a spinning catch. I don't know they got there, though. Van Kuren with the catch at about the 22. It's going to be 4th down. Or did they give him?
Tackle on the play by number 3, Ricky Quack.
Well, you cannot tell. Oh, they are moving the chains finally. Okay, it'll be 1st and 10. They gave them good spot that time on the catch. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. Everybody's showing that 3 weeks rust. Crable looks left, checks off, throws right, and Watwin went about 3 rows deep into the Marion bench. Intended for Dylan Hunley. No chance on that one, and he's a 6-footer. That'll stop the clock with 3:31 remaining here in the first half. 20-3 Knights. They've had a run of 17 straight points. No, I was right the first time. A run of 20 points. Deleted by 17. Second down and 10. Motion to the near side. Crable with the snap. Penalty flags thrown. Here's Siegel. He's got the catch. Gets contact immediately at the 30. But again, that's an illegal shift against St. Francis. You know, Cougars came in just over 79 yards a game in penalties against Indiana Wesleyan. They had 12 for 150. And they're being victimized once again on the illegal shift here today.
5-yard penalty, repeat. First down. Second down.
So it's still going to be second down, but second and 15. And the ball will come back inside the 20-yard line. Cougars just hoping right now to get back to halftime in the dressing room to regroup and re-strategize. Kalman Kawich looking for some kind of indication from the sideline coaches. Here is Crable dropping to throw. The rush is coming. Screens the ball home and is wrapped up, though, and lost yardage back to the 15. That one was not very well disguised at all, and Marion just eats that up. Another loss will bring up third down and even longer. USF would have to get out to their own 34 on this snap. As we wind it down close to 3 minutes, ball is back at the 15-yard line. Crable has his team breaking out of the huddle now, coming up to the line of scrimmage. 3 wide to the right for USF. Crable rolls right, looks back to the left, throws downfield. Siegel, no chance on that, but there was a hold, and they caught him that time. T.J. Comer, probably their best defender, reached out and got a bit assured of Jay Siegel. Well, let's see how much that helps. Clock shows 2:39 remaining.
Defense, number 21. 15-yard penalty and result to the first down.
Yeah, there is going to be an automatic first down. So they'll move the ball up to the Cougar 30-yard line. Both teams, by the way, with all 3 timeouts remaining. USF now 70 yards away, 2:39 remaining, and all 3 timeouts. Trying to get a touchdown. Here's a run off tackle left side, and again, nothing there. Maybe about a yard gain. Peterson running hard, trying to find, but you got to have a hole to run through. And we mentioned that's actually a loss back on the Cougar side of the 30-yard line, so I'll call it second down and 11. And the clock continues to run down. Approaching 2 minutes remaining in this first half. 20-3 Marion. A run of 20 straight points. Crable drops to throw. Looks, throws to the right in the spot. Got a catch at midfield. Kalman Kawich took a hit. Clock came up and delivered a blow, but Matt, a nice job of finding the ball, catching it, and holding on. He's into Marion territory at the 48. With 2 minutes remaining in this first half. 1st and 10 USF into Marion territory. Now you've got to play with a little more sense of urgency. Clock is down to minute 47. Cougars still huddled up. 1st and 10. Hunley wide to the right. He'll be joined by Jordan Schmeling out there. Siegel tight to the left. Now comes in motion to the right side. Here's Crable to throw, and the ball's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good play defensively that time. Actually, Logan Blake, linebacker, but Marion likes to shunt their linebackers to both outsides and come with pressure to the outside and rely on the secondary to stop the run. That will stop the clock with 90 seconds remaining. And bring up second down and 10 with the ball still at the 48-yard line of the Knights. Cougars this time going to show 3 wide to the right side. Marion now adjusting. They drop 2 safeties back as Crable looks left side, checks off, has time. Now looking, sets through the middle. He's got a ball in the breadbasket and caught, I believe, at the 35. That was Hunley.
Number 5, Dylan Hunley.
Yeah, Dylan Hunley went down, gathered the ball in. So the Cougars
Tackled by number
getting close, but a minute 19 remains. And the clock's still running. St. Francis with 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Now we're down to a minute 6, a minute 5. Crable taking time. Now out of the shotgun. Looks to throw, steps up. They've got him for a sack. Did not get rid of the football, back outside the 40. That was costly.
Not Crable's sack.
So Marion, who had 4 sacks in the last game against Indiana Wesleyan, have one right there. It's a big one. It'll be marked back at the 42 when we return to Darcy Stadium. Timeout down below. USF trying to fight back, down 20-3. We'll be back. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Cougars trying to come up with 42 yards, 2 timeouts remaining, 54 seconds on the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 17 after that Marion sack. Cougars huddled up now, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Jay Siegel comes wide to the left. They'll be joined by Matt Kowakiewicz, Dylan Hunley, the 3 wide. Motion now to the outside. Crable looks left, now throws to the right. He's got a ball knocked down. Good defensive play that time as reaching across linebacker Joey Flaccari. Takes the clock down to 49 seconds remaining. Now it's 3rd down and 17. Looked like USF had about a step, but Flaccari made the play for Marion, and that's the bottom line, finding a way. Now let's see if USF took another timeout. Crable comes over to the coaching staff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, 72 on the offense. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 1 on the defense. But they're first, they're sportsmanlike on both players of the game. Offense.
Oh, there were personal fouls offsetting for both teams. Riley Peace for Marion and Landon Myers for St. Francis, but they offset, so it still is. It's going to be, I believe it's 3rd down. Yeah, it is 3rd down and 17. Cougars would need to get it down to about the 25-yard line on this snap with 49 seconds remaining. And the Knights drop 3 back deep in coverage in the secondary. Crable taking a look. Here comes the pressure. Looking again, they've got him for another sack. Back inside the Cougar 45-yard line, and just no time and just nothing there. And now you're just hoping the clock continues to run, and it does. Let's see if Marion will take a timeout. Remember, they won the toss deferred. They'll get the ball to start the second half. It'll be 4th down and forever with the ball back now at the USF 45. And there is going to have to be a lot of adjustments and a lot of soul-searching done in that Cougar dressing room here at the half. Clock does stop with 27 seconds remaining.
Timeout, Marion.
No, Marion does take a timeout. They want more.
Clock operator, 32 seconds on the clock. 32 seconds on the clock, please.
We'll check the time when we come back. We know it's 20-3, and Marion about to get the football, and maybe another last gasp opportunity to add to that 17-point lead. We'll take a break. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Marion taking the timeout. Jack James in will punt. Stands back at the USF 30. They spotted that ball at the 45 after the sack. Waiting for the long snap. James has got it. Angles, and it's blocked, partially blocked. It is going to go out of bounds around the Cougar. It may not have gotten out of bounds around the 37, and everything going wrong today for St. Francis. So Marion will have the football in Cougar territory with 24 seconds remaining after they have the sack on Crable, and then James trying to maneuver, buying some time, trying to come with kind of a rugby-style sidekick. It got partially blocked, and it's at the Cougar 32.
Marion will have the ball first and 10 at the Cougar 33-yard line.
And Cougar fans wondering if anybody can make a play here and stop them. Empty backfield for Frankie Young. You know he's going to throw long, pump fake, looking, spins to his left. There's got to be a hold there. Ball is wide and incomplete. And how can there not be, and there is a penalty flag thrown. That takes the clock down to 18 seconds.
27, Trent Gibson is incomplete. There's a penalty mark.
Well, finally, they've got Marion with a penalty on a hold. So that will move them back.
Offense, 69. 10-yard penalty for previous spot. Repeat, first down.
But they have talent at wideout and speed. Still waiting for them to mark the football. That'll take the ball back to the 43-yard line. So it still is first down. This time Young has got a protector in, offset to the left, does want to throw, has time in the pocket, spins to his left, being pursued, got rid of it, threw it away. Nailed that time as Cougars finally brought some pressure.
Frankie Young's pass is incomplete.
Dakari Jones got free and applied the pressure on Frankie Young that time. Clock is down to 12 seconds. And the ball still at the 43-yard line of St. Francis. Marion has 2 timeouts remaining. Looking ahead, Strakowski has hit a 40-yarder. Have to get the ball at least down to the 30, or spotted at the 30 for him to have a legitimate chance. Young again drops to throw, looks, time, steps up, throws in the middle. Got a catch. That'll be a tackle made at the 37. A little crossing pattern once again. We're down to 3 seconds.
Played by the Cougars, number 7, River Walsh.
Clock operator, 5 seconds on the game clock, please. 5 seconds on the game clock.
Got to believe that Marion called a timeout. Yeah, they finally let us know that.
In the first half.
So 5 seconds remain. We'll keep things right here. And realistically, unless it's a quick hitting play just to get some yardage for Strakowski to give him a chance for the field goal, this should be the final snap of the first half. And it has been a nightmare second quarter for St. Francis. Had the lone score of the first quarter, just dominated the game, dominated the time of possession. Paid that off with a 40-yard field goal from Jack James. And quarter 2 has been like something out of a horror movie, if you're a fan of the silver and blue. Have not been able really to move the football effectively, especially on the ground, after success in the first quarter. It looks like we're ready to play football. Knights coming up to the line of scrimmage now. They've got 2 wide to the right, including Greg Miller, 1 wide to the left. And Frankie Young out of the shotgun formation, now backs away. Play clock, well, they've not even marked the ball ready for play yet. Play clock is not moving. And what is the delay? Wow. Referee is trying to get the clock to move. And here we go. Now they have 3 wide to the right. Here is a Young rolling to the right side, steps up all the time in the world. Here's a rainbow. And the ball's intercepted. So the Cougars get that back. That one slipped off the hand of Frankie Young. And that'll take us to 20 to triple zeros. That ball was intercepted by, I believe that was Tyshawn Woods. We'll see if we can get that confirmed. But that's the first good thing that's happened for St. Francis. Nonetheless, it'll be Marion going to the halftime dressing room, up comfortably here on the road at 20-3 over the 11th-ranked University of St. Francis Cougars. We're coming back with our halftime presentation. And much more coming up. We'll talk about the first half and what's in store possibly for both teams when we return to Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Well, Cougar fans waited for a long time to see a football game, both home or away. Hadn't played in 3 weeks after that miraculous come-from-behind victory back in March at Indiana Wesleyan. They trailed by 10 points, headed to the fourth quarter, and then Matt Crable just got hot and manufactured a couple of touchdown catches in the final 7 minutes. Last one came to Jordan Schmeling with just over a minute remaining, and USF made the plays on that particular Saturday in Marion, Indiana, and won at 17-13. And he had to feel good here today, having not played in 3 weeks, coming out and looked reasonably sharp, especially running the football, found some holes, and got the running game going, and managed to hit a 40-yard field goal with Jack James. Really a first quarter dominated statistically by USF. They led it 3-0, but then things changed in the second quarter. Marion, they got their offense going, and also aided by their defense with pressure on, in particular on Matt Crable, as they manufactured 20 points and were threatening more, but Tyshawn Woods with a late interception on a Frankie Young coil that died up there, and Woods was able to make the interception to take us to halftime, where we are right now here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 20-3. Marion Knights have got the lead. Let's take a look at the scoring. We mentioned the Cougars on the board at the 7:13 mark. First off, as they got the 40-yard field goal from Jack James. But Taylor, freshman running back Dalen Taylor, 5'9", 170-pounder. He would put him in the lead for the first time in the second quarter on a touchdown run at the 12:46 mark. Strokowski added the extra point, 7-3 Marion. And then Quack on an interception after a deflected Matt Crable pass. It would set up a 37-yard touchdown delivery from Frankie Young to Ben Stevens. Got behind the Cougar defense at the 9:13 mark. Strokowski, though, pulled it wide left. Extra point was no good, but it was still 13-3 in favor of Marion. Then a fumble recovery would set up a 21-yard Frankie Young to Johnny William touchdown catch. Again, able to outmaneuver the Cougar defenders in the end zone. Time of the score was 25-29. Strakowski would add the extra point. There was a penalty, but Marion elected to take the points on the board, keep them on the board, and they led 20-3. Had a chance after a sack on Matt Crable. Took over again at the Cougar 45-yard line, but USF would get the ball back, unable to move. Actually, that set up the sack at the Cougar 45. Then Jack James trying to come with a little bit of a side wheel rugby style punt. It was blocked out of bounds. That gave Marion the last chance opportunity to put more points on the board, but as we mentioned, Tyshawn Woods would come up with the Cougar interception, and that would take us to halftime where we are right now in this 20-3 ball game. And by the way, for the Cougars, that is just their third interception of the year, and keep it at 20-3. In case you were wondering, this is the lone game today in the Mid-States Football Association Mid-East League. There were 3 other games involving Michigan schools in the Mid-East League. They were all wiped out today because of COVID. So this is the lone game going on today. Now in the Midwest, they are playing. And Olivet Nazarene, they are putting together some kind of season. Tigers are 7-0, ranked number 13. And they are playing on the road in Chicago against Trinity International this afternoon. St. Xavier is home. They host USF Illinois. And Roosevelt University, Roosevelt is ranked number 20. They're on the road today out in Iowa against St. Ambrose. So those Illinois and Iowa schools are finding a way to play, but Michigan has been victimized by the COVID situation. Cougars lost their game last week against Siena Heights on Thursday night, as we heard Kevin Downey tell us, and it was really a COVID outbreak among some of the coaching staff, not necessarily the players. But again, the decision was made not to play, and again, USF really needed this game desperately. Under the spring football rules, you have to play at least a minimum of 4 games, and this is game number 4 for USF. And they need to win it, and they need to come from behind to find a way to do that, trailing it here at halftime at 20-3. Let's take another halftime timeout, and we're coming back. We'll take a look at some of the stats from the first half. The big one that counts, though, 20-3 in this play-in game for the right to advance to the NAIA National Tournament next week. And it's been all Marion in this second quarter. This is Redeemer Radio, and you're listening to Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Back at Darcy Stadium, I'm Joe Parson. Fans enjoying the warmer temperatures into the low 70s now and hoping the rain holds off for another, probably about another 45 minutes or so. Weathermen said rain may start moving into the Fort Wayne area around 2:30-ish. Right now we've got about 1:15, and again, we hope it holds out for another hour, hour and a half, because we are supposed to get some significant rain as the afternoon and evening wear on. Okay, let's take a look at some of the numbers of the first half for the Marion running attack. Galen Taylor, the freshman running back, has carried 9 times for a net gain of 76 yards. And has a long run of 59 yards and 1 touchdown. Trent Gibson came in and carried 1 time for 3 yards. As far as St. Francis with the run game, Matt Crable will lead the way with 9 carries and 24 gross yards gained, but he's lost 43 on the sacks. Cameron Peterson with 9 carries also and 21 net yards. Will Holman has come in, run 5 times, and carried for 19 yards. Eli Wallace has not had much success, has had a couple of carries and 4 yards here so far in this first 30 minutes. Let's check the passing game. Matt Crable, 9 of 15 through the air, 89 yards. No touchdowns, 1 interception. He's been sacked 4 times by Marion in this first half. Frankie Young for the Knights, 10 of 15, has had a lot of time, has had 2 touchdowns, 142 yards through the air, and has been intercepted on that last pass to end the first half, his lone interception on the day. And on the year, that is just his 2nd interception on the season. As far as the pass receiving for the Cougars, Dylan Hunley has 3 catches for 36 yards. Matt Komakewicz, 2 for 35. Isaac Van Kuren with 2 catches for 9 yards. Eli Wallace, 1 for 8. And Will Holman has 1 catch for 1 yard. Johnny William leads the receiving for Marion with 3 catches, 58 yards and a touchdown. Trent Gibson has 2 catches, 16 yards. Jacob Pressler, also 2 catches, 16 yards. Ben Stevens, just 1 catch, but was good for 37 yards and a touchdown. Greg Miller had that 1 10-yard catch. It was good on a 3rd and long situation on the conversion catch. And Dalen Taylor, 1 reception for 5 yards. As far as the punting situation, Jack James has had 2 punts and only averaging 18.5 yards a punt. He's had that 1 blocked. Merrick Strakowski has punted just once for 45 yards in the first half. As far as kick returns, George Schmeling has 3 kick returns, has had a long of 17 yards. Luke Connor with 1 kick return for 13 yards. Let's take a look now at some of the, let's see if we have some of the defensive numbers. Tell you what, let's take another timeout, and we'll see if we can. They've got a new format they're using here. Let's see if we can figure that out during the break and come back with more of our halftime coverage. But again, the statistic and the stat that matters most is this scoreboard, and it shows Marion in command here at halftime, leading University of St. Francis at 20-3. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
We watched the first 48, and it's like really, really funny. Like how people think they can like hide. They're like, oh, how did you get caught? I was just the wrong Oh yeah, so this young kid, he was like what? He got a new car, and there's some rule in Alabama that because the car was still on ground, like had a loan on it, or had a lien against it because it was like new or something, but still had tracker on it. Yes, tracker.
Welcome back, everybody. Bishop John M. Darcy is the venue this afternoon. My name's Joe Parson. Clancy Shank unable to join us here at home this afternoon. Got an email from him early this morning that came down with a case of no taste, no smell, and obviously very concerned about that, and we wish him well. Hope the COVID test is negative, but decided err on the side of caution and not come out and not maybe infect us here at Darcy State. We can use an infusion of some enthusiasm, though, by the Cougar offense so far here, and hopefully in this second half. Reminder that Shawnee Construction and Engineering, they are our halftime sponsor. They are a full-service construction firm that meets and exceeds all expectations. They have a 94% repeat and referral business, so you know that when we say they're partnering for a lifetime, we really mean it. Well, we started off telling you this is kind of a play-in game. Concordia University out of Michigan, out of Ann Arbor. And when is the last time somebody in either league, either the Mideast or the Midwest, can say they beat both Marion and St. Francis in the regular season? Concordia can say that this year, and they will get the automatic bid for the NAIA National Tournament that begins next week. Now, there is a question, because all the games were wiped out involving the Michigan schools today. So what happens if they're not able to field a team next week? Do they abdicate? Do they forfeit? That'll have to be dealt with by the NAIA Executive Committee tomorrow, when all the final rankings and then the pairings are announced. As far as today's game between Marion and St. Francis, they both came in. St. Francis ranked number 11, Marion number 10. Both were 2-1 in the Mideast League. So the speculation is the winner today will get the at-large bid to go to the NAIA National Tournament, and the loser will basically be on life support. You'll need some kind thoughts from the pairings committee. And will that number 11 or number 10 ranking, you're going to probably fall, but how far? Would you be out of the top 16? Will the top 16 even make the tournament? Again, this has been just a really atypical, crazy, wacky season because of the COVID situation, and obviously with the abbreviated season that started out, you were hoping to play a 7-game season. Well, St. Francis lucky to play 4. But anyway, all of that will shake out tomorrow, and sometime late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, St. Francis and Marion will know their respective fates. And will this indeed be the final game of this spring football season for St. Francis if they cannot find a way to come back from this 17-point deficit? Remember, they trailed by 10 going into the fourth quarter 3 weeks ago at Indiana Wesleyan, but Marion, a different animal. They are talented and well coached, and they just pounce on you every mistake that you make. They capitalize. They turned an interception and a fumble recovery after a sack into a pair of touchdowns, and that's basically the difference in this football game right now. And the Knights will have the football game to begin things when we get the action resumed here to start of this second half. At times it looks like it's getting a little bit brighter, but still heavy cloud cover over Darcy Stadium right now. They have not turned the lights on, so apparently they're going to ride the rapids with what we've got. Let's take a final timeout. We've got a couple of other little notations to make, and we should be able to get this second half underway very shortly. 20-3 Marion, pending the start of the second half. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Look at it glisten, see what I mean? Gotta be fast, you pink and green. All I make it, that's so much pain. Off of the car, 3 cup for the jeans. Feel like a puppy, but you got my shoes. I'm in the dark, but I don't want to clean. Smoking exotic, it don't gotta see. Feeling the roof, but I can feel the breeze. Pockets got nachos, let's chili cheese. Smoking gelato.
Back at Darcy Stadium, Cougars out on the field, taking their halftime warm-up, stretching, limbering out. Here comes Marion out of the southeast dressing room. A couple of statistics I wanted to point out. We talked about how Marion capitalizes, and you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it. Well, they came in plus 10 in turnover margin. That's number 1 among all teams in NAIA football, and that's on average because this is just their 6th game played this year, actually 5th. They were awarded a forfeit as Madonna opted out to play. No COVID, they just didn't want to come and play against Marion, and then tells you again some of the just wackiness that we've seen by these Michigan schools. COVID has been a factor, but sometimes you just know in your heart they're using it as a bit of an excuse. Meanwhile, St. Francis was -1 coming into this ball game as far as turnover margins. That -1 happened last game played against Indiana Wesleyan. Otherwise, they're even. But a couple of other statistics of note. Scoring defense, Marion has held St. Francis just 3 points in this first half. They came in limiting teams to 13.5 points a game. That was number 8 among all teams in NAIA football. And the other statistic that's telling is pass defense. St. Francis started the day giving up only 115 yards a game to their opponents through the air. They gave up 111 in the last game against Indiana Wesleyan. But here today, Frankie Young has been able to torch them for 142 yards in the first half alone, and again has turned that into a pair of touchdowns that have played very huge in this 20-3 lead here at halftime. So will the Cougars find inspired play in the final 30 minutes potentially of their season? We are about to find that out. And I'll tell you what, you would have not have had children, nuns, or other women in that halftime dressing room, because I'm sure you would hear things that, you really certainly don't want to hear on Redeemer Radio, because it was not pretty as the Cougars just really, really self-destructed. And when I say that, you have to credit Marion, because even Kevin Downley in the pregame says the strength of this Marion team is their defense. They put pressure on, they force you to make mistakes, and then they capitalize. And that was exactly what happened in that second quarter. But now St. Francis needs to find a way to turn the table and turn the tide. Let's see who goes back in kick return now. Jalen Jennings is back. And we're going to see Trent Gibson back there as well. Jack James will tee it up. Ex-Snyder product will kick it away from right to left. Teeing it up his zone 35-yard line. Gibson to the far side, Jennings to the near side. And we are underway. Driving end-over-end kick. That'll be into the end zone, and they'll let it hit out of across the end line. James, there's a little bit of windy behind him, but he got all of that one. And it'll be 1st and 10. Marion, the Knights will come out 1st and 10 at their own, the 25-yard line. Frankie Young, as we mentioned, through the air, 10 of 15, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1 late interception by Woods of St. Francis. But also some pretty good running. 76 net yards and a touchdown for freshman Dalen Taylor. Now we see some umbrellas beginning to emerge here at Darcy Stadium. Looks like we're going to have a wet second half. Here's Taylor wanting to run, and up the middle, second level. He's got a step, being chased at the 40, 35, and finally brought down at the USF 25. And the last thing in the world Cougar fans wanted to see. Nobody home in the middle, and a big run on the first snap from scrimmage to begin this second half, and Marion knocking on the door once again. They'll have it 1st and 10 at the USF 26-yard line. Frankie Young barking out the signals out of the pistol, wants to run the ball again, off tackle to the right side. That'll be a gain down to the 20 on the off tackle run to the right by Taylor.
Taylor on the carry.
This offensive line averaging 282 a man. They are young, but they are finding a way. And wow, are they going to be something to contend with over the next 3 years? 3 freshmen and 2 sophomores starting today. That's a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4, and it's a short 4. Here is a run again off tackle left side. Angled run. The running backs do such a great job. They don't immediately attack. They wait for the blocking scheme to develop, and then they run to daylight. That's a gain down to the 16. Trent Gibson got the call that time. Did not get the first down. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. Wind kicking up a little bit more also here in the second half. 2 wide to the right. Man coverage they're playing off for St. Francis, the defenders. Expect they will run the ball, and let's see if they've got it down to the 16. And they should have the yardage. No, they're going to mark them short. It's 4th down and a yard. That ball is back around the 17. Here comes the rain. Here comes the rain. Pouring rain. Well, you could use a fumble, could you, right now? Dakari Jones loves it. And now the officials are going to... Why are we having a timeout?
St. Francis, that's our first timeout. Your second half.
Oh, Marion called a timeout. We'll find out for sure. It couldn't quite pick up the call, but perhaps you can hear the rain. It is a deluge. 13:19 remains. It'll be 4th down and a yard when we return. And this is Cougar football in the raindrops on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Actually, it was St. Francis that called the timeout. So it'll be 4th and 1. Well, if your car needed a wash, today's the day. You don't even need to take it through the car wash. It's going to get a free one, courtesy of the good Lord. 4th and 1. Heavy rainfall. Frankie Young looks behind him. Trent Gibson offset to the left. They'll give the ball off to him looking, and he's got the first down as he just carried forward down to about the 11-yard line. Cougars could not stop him. So it'll be 1st and 10. Morgan at the 11, working at the right side hash mark. Here's Young. Now changes off. Still 19 on the play clock. Has to go under center to Darren Dillon to let him know, and also the running back. Gibson offset to the right. Sweep coming up the left side. Angled run. Cougars stop that one nicely.
27, Trent Gibson.
I tell you, it's almost impossible to see the St. Francis numbers. Baby Parker now comes back on the field. That is a loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Can there be any kind of a passing game now in this second half? That remains to be seen. 2nd and 11. Young, long count from the line of scrimmage. Looks, and here's a cutback to the left by Gibson, and again taken down. Got it to about the 12, maybe back around the 13. And just like that, the rain begins to taper off a little bit. So it's going to be 3rd down and 12. Knights hurry up to the line of scrimmage now. 3 wide to the right side for Young. Now they change off. Play clock is at 14. They're going to wait for the play call to be wagged in from the sidelines from that Marion coaching staff. They want Ben Stevens now. They're taking a long time. We're down to 3. We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here is Frankie Young looking, throws over the middle. He's got a man. The ball is caught for a touchdown, I believe. That would be a 12-yard touchdown at the 11-16 mark.
Frankie Young's pass complete to number 4, Jamie Williams, for a Marion touchdown.
Yeah, we're waiting for the indication, and now they do say it is a touchdown. Call it a 12-yard toss at the 11-16 mark. Well, I'll tell you what, the rain abated. at the right time from a Marion standpoint. Now here's Strakowski attempting the extra point. That one's long enough, and it is good. So they'll make it 27-3 with a timeout here at Darcy Stadium. And what will the Cougars have coming up when we return? Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Making the score, Marion University 27, your University of St. Francis Cougars 3.
Back at Darcy Stadium, USF now with the task be even tougher now. And rain has really dissipated. The umbrellas are still up, but compared to that deluge that we saw here, now you wonder if maybe St. Francis would have been wise not to call the timeout and just had them run a play.
Number 2, Jordan Schmelling. And number 6, Luke Thomas.
Come outside with the rest of us. Stand out here in the rain.
Here's a pooch kick coming near side. That ball is fairly caught at the 26, so St. Francis will get the ball back. Here comes Matt Crable out with the offensive unit.
Cougars will start 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 28, 1st and 10. Little motion back to the near side now for St. Francis. Now they reset. Here's Crable, hands it off, and looking for a run, but right back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it.
Tackled by number 6, Logan Blake.
Logan Blake been in a lot of plays defensively, not just today, but this season. 220-pound sophomore. Boy, everywhere you look along this offense and defense for Marion, freshmen, sophomores, and impact players. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Crable got motion again from his right side. Looks to throw the ball, dumps it over, and a one-handed catch. That was Common Kawich. Brings it out to the 35, or close to the 35. That's going to be short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. Cougars still need to get out to their own 38 on this snap. Trailing at 27-3. A lot of people put away the umbrellas, so it came and it went. Marion looking, will they blitz from the defensive left side? Here is Crable looking, jumps over the middle, Siegel at the 40-45, and takes a face mask hit. All kind of penalty flags. I'll tell you what, that's not the first time that's happened today, but it's the first time we've seen a penalty against the Knights. Earlier, Crable got pulled down by the helmet. They let him play on. But Jay Siegel with the nice catch in the slot. And they'll add on some yardage for St. Francis. Clock is at 10:06. Gabe Hughley, our referee.
Face mask, defense number 3. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
Yeah, that'll be an extra 15 yards added on.
The result of that penalty is a Glenbrook dodge.
Here comes the walk-off. That'll take the ball down inside the 40. They'll put it at the 35-yard line. Cougars this season have had problems, especially inside the red zone. They move between the 20s and then have struggled. Common Kawich just made the catch. Here is Crable, flush to the right, looking, running out of time, throws shorts, got Hundley. Hundley spins and stays in bounds inside the 30, got it down close to about the 28.
Brought down by number.
So that's coming up, making something out of nothing. Crable's been sacked 4 times today in that first half. Burchett will come back in. Looks like they're going to bring in Ian Wellman today also. So 2 tight ends in. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Clock moves inside 9.5 minutes. Time remaining in the third quarter. Motion near side. They want to try to run the ball, and that's a gain down close to the 26. Marion stealing the ball, but the whistle had sounded for the car. He came up with it. Let's see where they're going to put that ball down. Back around the 22-yard line, so that's still going to bring a 3rd down and long, too. Cougars hurry up to the line of scrimmage. And here is Crable straight ahead. Didn't get there. Got to the 26, but still short by about maybe a half a yard.
Crable on the keeper.
And they move that ball back to the 26, so a full yard away. Did not get the best of spots, but kind of academic. You got to go for it in this situation. 8:49 remains in the quarter. Down by 24 points. Here's a pitch coming to the right side, and here's Eli Wallace. Second effort. Did he get there? It looks short. It depends on the spot of the ball. Marion thinks they've stopped on 4 downs. Been no indication yet.
Wallace on the carry.
And let's see if they're going to have a measurement. It's an official's timeout. They're going to bring the chain out. Ball is close to the 25. It's going to depend on the measurement. Bring the chains out from the far side. Got to stretch them out. Looks like they've got it. So far, they stretch it out more. First down. That was by a shoelace. So still Cougars with life. Nose of the football just outside the 25. It'll be 1st and 10. And the Cougars still with an opportunity.
And that results in a Will comeback.
Looks like Will Holman has come back in at running back now. Now the officials step in again to stop things. We have had more delays they forgot to move the down markers. The chains finally come up. Nobody told the chain crew. It's a first down. You guys can move on downfield. Well, it's been 3 weeks, folks. It's like football 101 once again.
Operator, 8:15 on the game clock. 8:15 on the game clock.
I got to take some more time off the clock. (27-3) is our score, in case you're just joining us. Cougars led 3-0, and then it's been all Marion starting in that second quarter. Hundley wide to the left on 1st and 10. Kamakewicz in the slot. Here's a roll to the left. Crable looking to throw. Now checks off, runs back to the right. Needs a block. Got it. Cuts, spins inside the 20. Got it down to about the 17. And that's one dimension that Matt Crable does give you, the ability to run and shift his weight. You know, he's not a small man, 6'4", 235. But he managed a gain of 7 yards on that scramble. So 2nd down and 3 coming up. Holman stays in as the running back. And their power off to the left side for St. Francis in the run game. Crable on the pistol, play action fake, dumps it off. Here's the catch. Got to hurry to the spot. And they did not get much. That was Eli Patchett that came out of the backfield and maybe gained about a couple of yards. It'll be third down and let's call it a couple. Nose of the football just inside the Marion 18-yard line. Cougars have just not had that quickness, especially at wide receiver. Kevin Downey will tell you that. A couple of players they were counting on heavily did not make grades. Here's Holman. No, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it. And now the more extracurriculars downfield. So we'll bring up fourth down and 4th and 5. Just the offensive line has not been able to handle this defensive front four starting in the second quarter. Ball's at the 20. It'll be 4th down and a long 4, basically 5. Got to get it to the 15. Field goal does not do much for you. Peterson back in as the running back. Motion near side. Colin Kawich. And here's Crable. Looks to him. He's got to do something. Buying time. Rolling to the right. Looking. Throws to the corner. He's got a catch. Inside the 15, down to 11, and maybe to the 10. Let's see if that was Siegel out there. Crable bought enough time. And USF again finding a way. And they will have it inside the 10, actually at the 9. It'll be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Cougars work from the right side hash mark. Colin Kawich and Hundley to the right. 2 to the left. Schmeling along with Siegel. Here's Crable, looks left, checks off. Had a man over the middle, buying time. Got rid of the ball, it was deflected, and that should be a pass. Crable was leveled. Riley Peace came in on him. The arm was moving forward. It should be just an incomplete pass, but the officials are going to talk things over.
Crable's pass is incomplete. There's a penalty marker on the field.
There was a marker on the play. That's back on the Cougar side of things. So let's see what we have here. Well, everybody in stripes is gathered up except one gentleman. Everybody putting in their 2 cents of opinion. And we have 5 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Trying to get an indication about the penalty, and these conversations are endless among the officials. Now they're bringing in another official. Meanwhile, the fans wait. Players wait. Referee was ready, then went back in to the huddle.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 72. That is his second unsportsmanlike foul of the game. He's disqualified.
Well, it was unsportsmanlike conduct on Landon Myers. That's his second one today. That means he is done. And the 6'4 senior, they finally let us know that was ruled, confirmed an incomplete pass. But you have to feel for Landon. What a way to go out if indeed this is the final game this season for St. Francis. But that's a penalty that's going to move things way back. Penalty will move the ball back to the 24-yard line. So it was 1st and goal at the 9. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 24. So you got 3 plays to try to get a touchdown. Second and goal at the 24. Cougars trying to figure things out. Then the play clock. Did they call a timeout?
Timeout, St. Francis.
Yep.
That's their first timeout.
St. Francis has to burn their second timeout. They've got one remaining, and it's a big, big hurdle for St. Francis trying to come back now. We'll see what Kevin Downey's got in mind. 27-3 our score. Still 5:12 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Whoops.
Correction. That is St. Francis' second timeout for the second.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of frustration, not only by Cougar football fans in attendance today, hoping to see a little better outcome and a little more competitive game, certainly. Been a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties by St. Francis today, and that is tough to try to get a win against a very talented, physical team that Marion presents each and every week. Second and goal from the 24. Grable's got Colin Kawich in motion, left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Matt the throws to the right, and that one, there was a penalty flag is thrown. Colin Kawich was tripped up. I got to be honest, folks, I thought that was incidental contact with the legs, but certainly St. Francis at this point will take that gladly after a couple of missed calls by this crew. So that should be pass interference, I believe. Was not a hold.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot results in a first down.
Nate Fry draws the pass interference call.
After the penalty, that's a Glenbrook Hyundai.
So the Cougars will have first and goal. And let's see where the ball is. Back at the 9. The official just kicked it away. But they'll reset it. And St. Francis again, where we were about 3 minutes ago before the long discussions of penalties. First and goal from the 9, still 27-3. Cougars down 24. Trying to start the road back right now if they can. Peterson running back offset to the right. Too wide to the left side for Crable. Crable looks on the read option, did hand it off, and nothing there. Loss outside the 10. Just are not able to block. And Riley Peace pinched in from the defensive end and made the plays. Second and goal, now from the 11. Burchett is in. He's tight to the right. Relatively tight formation right now for St. Francis. Do have two wideouts to the left. Here's Crable looking left. Rush is coming. Throws the left side. Colin Kawich, he's got the ball. Did he hold on? He did! Colin Kawich from 11 yards out had to make a physical fight for the ball and held on. Time of the score, 4:23. So the Cougars get one on the board, their first touchdown of the afternoon. They're going to go for 2. Play clock is about to expire. Let's see if they reset that. Yeah, I believe they're going to reset the...
Timeout, St. Francis. That's their third and final timeout of the game.
Oh, they did not reset the play clock, so it was running out, and USF has just taken their third and final timeout with 4:23 remaining in this third quarter. Going to try for 2. That becomes apparent when we return. 27-9 right now. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM. Back at Darcy Stadium, Joe Parson with you on this eventful Saturday afternoon. Started out partly cloudy skies, 69 degrees. Sun came out a little bit, warmed up in the 70s. And then shortly after the start of the second half, the rain. And I mean, we're talking frog strangler. But it's all kind of gone away now, at least temporarily. So the Cougars are going to try for two. Trailing at 27-9, home and in, offset to the left. Too wide to the right. Motion back right to left now. Crable looking to throw. Looking, steps up. He can run and gets into the end zone. Did he make it? Yes. 2-point conversion. Crable straight up the middle on the scramble. So add 2 to the total. That'll make it 27-11. And you're down 16 in theory, a 2-score difference. So 4:23 remains, yet still in this third quarter. Plenty of time remains. And we're coming back. Cougar Football and Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Kicking off the Cougars 0, Jack James.
Cougars get points on the board, cut the deficit 27-11. Trent Gibson back in kick return, joined by Jalen Jennings. And will USF try to come up with some trickery here and maybe go onside? Marion has got 6 up within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now it's a long kick end over end. That goes into the end zone, nearly to the end line again. So it'll be 1st and 10. Knights will have it at their own 25-yard line, and St. Francis now needs a defensive stop.
The kickoff.
I want to take a moment and tell you all about Tim Didier Meats. Locally and family owned for 37 years, Tim Didier Meats has built a reputation for fresh, custom meat orders and customer service. If you'd like that special cut of beef for your next gathering, Tim Didier Meats can help. Prime rib, filet mignon, and Tim's own special ground beef made fresh daily can be ordered within a day's notice. Here's a run up the middle. That'll be a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. But you can call Tim Didier Meats. You can place your order at 260-482-8400, or you can find them on the web at timdidiermeats.com.
Taylor on the carry.
Gain up the middle, gains 5, 2nd and 5 for the Knights. Now they're just at their own 30-yard line. Under 4 minutes remain here in the third quarter. Young, Cougar showed blitz defensive left side. Here's a throw that way, and that one was deflected. That is a good defensive play, as Young didn't see it coming, the blitz from the defensive left side, and threw right into it. And now he taps himself on his chest. He knew that was his error in judgment. And now it's 3rd down and 5.
He's up 3rd down.
Knights trying to get out to their own 35 on this snap. Can the Cougars hold and force a punt? 2 safeties back for St. Francis. 3rd down for Frankie Young. Threw for 142 yards in the first half. Cougars showing blitz again. Here's Young, time, and throws over the middle. He's got a wide open strike at the 45. And that was Johnny William.
To number 4, Johnny William.
It's amazing when you have these stars that sometimes are just totally ignored by the defensive squad. That's a gain all the way up to the 47. So, new set of downs for the Knights. Just short of midfield. They lead 27-11. Young looks to hand the ball off, trying to shorten the gain. There's running room again. And boy, the Cougars are just non-existent up the middle. Taylor into Cougar territory, down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line.
Number 4, Jalen Moss, number 56.
Jalen Moss did come up and made that stop. Going to be a lot of frustrated coaches after this one wearing Cougar blue. The expectations were just much, much higher than this coming into this game. This was a game they felt because of the youth of Marion they could compete with. Hasn't turned out that way after the first quarter. Off tackle here is a good play defensively that time.
Trent Gibson on the carry.
And that was Jalen Moss that shot through the gap and made that stop on Trent Gibson on the run. Stops it for no gain.
Number 56, Jamal Jackson, in on the stop as well.
You know, Jalen Moss, perhaps we haven't talked enough about him this season. A senior, 6-footer, 200 pounds. Forces second down and long, 2nd and 10 for the Knights. Inside 2.5 minutes, time remaining, quarter 3. Again, Young trying to change the play call at the line of scrimmage. Play clock is inside of 9. Here's Young, hands it off. Gibson looking off tackle, spins and tripped up enough. Cougars got just a bit and stop him from converting. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Jackson on the stop for the Cougars.
Clock is the ally of Marion. Here comes Greg Miller back in as a wide out sent to the right side. They've got 3 wide to the right, the wide side of the field. Empty backfield for Frankie. Young turns away. So plenty of time on the play clock. And again, scooches in to perhaps change the play call. Has the snap. Looking. Screens the ball. Fingertip catch is made. And they will have the first down. Gain is inside the 30, or to the 30-yard line. That was Jacob Pressler. He's a 6'3 junior. Had to leap for that catch.
Tackled by number 4, Jalen Moss. Number 7,
Moss again on that stop at 1st and 10, Marion, with just over a minute remaining in the quarter. Marion continues working from the left side hash mark now. 2 wide to the right for Young. Here's Young looking to hand the ball off and a straight ahead run. Second effort. Not much there for Gibson that time.
Trent Gibson on the carry.
Pushed way back.
Still by number 7, River Walsh.
River Walsh, who led the Cougars against Indiana Wesleyan with 12 tackles. Had 3 of them for loss. Had the game-ending sack also that preserved that 17-13 victory for St. Francis on the road. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. Same set. 2 wide to the right, 1 wide to the short side to the left. Ben Stevens out there by his lonesome. And here is a play action fake. Young wants to throw over the middle, throws to the corner, nobody there. And they will, Moss had the coverage.
Young's pass intended for Jacob.
And incomplete. And now it's 3rd down and 9.
Brings up 3rd down.
And Marion trying to reach the Cougar 20. William and Miller will be the wideouts to the right. They do not huddle up. And Pressler lone wide to the left this time. Young out of the shotgun formation. Looks to throw. 2-step drop. Looks. And just escapes, running to the right side. Nobody there at the 20, slides down. Boy, St. Francis had him in the backfield.
Frankie Young on the keeper.
Spencer Petit had a marvelous opportunity, but overran him, and then could not retrace his steps. He was going to contain, but as it is, it'll be Marion with a new set of downs when we head to the 4th quarter. Knights, ranked number 10. They're on top here after 3 quarters at Darcy Stadium, 27-11. And this is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3. at Darcy Stadium. Joe Parson with you to teams exchange ends. It'll be 1st and 10 for Marion. 15 minutes away from assuring themselves of a playoff berth in all probability. They would get an enlarged bid. Cougars need a stop and then maybe some luck and some help elsewhere trying to get into the playoffs. Well, this is the lone game, so today all the focus of the MSFA in the Mideast is on Fort Wayne, Indiana. Marion, number 10. St. Francis, number 11. All the other 3 games were wiped out because of COVID. Three games being played in the Midwest today. 1st and 10 in the red zone again. Marion at the 20, at the Cougar 20. 1st and 10. 2 wide to the left. That's the wide side of the field for Frankie Young. Young again backs away. Looking to see what the coaches trying to pick up from the Cougar defense they see. Now we're down to 10. Now they've got 2 tight ends flip-flopping. That would include Anton Berry out of Bishop Luers High School. And they've got to burn a timeout. Everybody's still moving.
Timeout, Marion. That is their first timeout of the second half.
Well, you can tell a lot of confusion with this. So we got some noisy fans right in front of us. So we'll take a timeout. So 27-11 our score. Marion on top. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Back to live action. 1st and 10 at the Cougar 20 for Marion. Despite the timeout, Young is still looking over to the sidelines with 12 on the play clock. A little surprised they wouldn't have had the play determined coming in there. Now motion by Pressler back to the inside. They want to run right and getting away again off tackle. Quick steps by Trent Gibson.
27.
Cougars couldn't bring him down. They unable to wrap up. They had him trapped for a moment in the backfield, but it has a gain off to the right down to the 11-yard line. It's a gain of about 9.
Brings up 2nd down.
I call 2nd down and a long one. Young again taking a look at that Cougar defense. Barking out the signals, wants to hand the ball off tackle run coming up and diving. That's Gibson again. Eagles down for the 1st down. Got to the Cougar 6. River Walsh getting off the bottom of the pile.
Number 4,
Jalen Moss. 4 rather than 7. And Marion hurries up the line of scrimmage on 1st and goal. Now outside the 5. Empty backfield for Young. Or check it, they've got Credell Prather has come in out of the Wildcat. He's a freshman quarterback, 6'2", 190. Anton Berry now sets up tight to the right. And Trent Gibson out there as well. Here's Prather, jump pass over the middle. And the ball, was it caught? It was not. Little jump pass trying to take a play out of the Cougars playbook, but incomplete. And they'll bring up 2nd down and goal.
Young's pass. Number 88, Anton Berry.
They're trying to get the ball to Anton Berry, but it just didn't have enough on it. Prather, a little hard count, now backs away. Checking to the sidelines. Berry comes over again, now resets tight to the left this time. Cougars trying to adjust. Here's a run to the left side by Prather. Prather turns the corner, dives for the pylon. Did he get in? He did. That'll be a 7-yard touchdown run out of the Wildcat by Credell Schrafer.
For Marion, touchdown.
Time of the score, 13:46.
On to attempt the extra point, number 94, Merrick Strykowski.
Strykowski comes on to attempt the extra point, trying to make it a 34-11 lead. Right-footed kick is on the way, looks good, and is good. So timeout at Darcy Stadium. And the Cougars fall further behind here at home. 34-11 with a timeout down below. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Cougars 11. Deep for the Cougars, number 2, Jordan Schmelling. And number 6, Luke Connor. Kicking off to the nice, number 94, Merrick Strykowski.
Well, prospects dim once again for St. Francis. Really needed a stop on that last drive. Didn't get it. Back to a 23-point advantage for Marion. Still a lot of time, 13:46. But you've got to score quickly, and you've got to find a way to stop this talented Marion offense. Luke Connor back in kick return once again with Jordan Schmelling. And here comes the boot from Strykowski. End over end. Schmelling backpedaling into the end zone and is going to drop the football and take a knee. So it'll be a touchback. And USF will come out now at the Cougar 25-yard line, 1st and 10. And we'll see what this Cougar offense can try to come up with now. Well, even if this is the final game of this season for St. Francis, going to be kind of a short off season compared to regular times. You assume that start things again late August and September. But again, I guess that depends on the... There's a ball tipped and grabbed, and Hundley had it on his shoulder pad for a moment. Tiptoeing, just batting it to himself, but couldn't find the handle, then falling down. And I tell you that's not unusual for that young man, Dylan Hundley, to make those kind of circus catches. Made several of them this year, but that time he just couldn't quite find the handle on it. So 2nd down and 10. Tandem wideouts now, both sides of the field for USF. First time we've seen that formation today. And here's Crable, had time in the pocket, throws in a diving catch at the 39. Let's see if that was Siegel out there. It was Jay Siegel with a nice diving catch.
Number 85, Jay Siegel.
Jay's had a couple of nice catches here today.
And that results in a...
So that'll keep the drive alive and move USF up to the Cougar 37. Siegel stays in wide to the short side to the left. Hundley comes back in, part of a trips package out here to the near side. Marion shows blitz with the linebackers near side. Here's a run. Holman 40-45 up the midfield and all the way down to the 46-yard line of the Knights. His best run of the day. Will Holman back after the injury and missed several weeks.
On a play by 92, Dylan Roth. And that results in a...
So 1st and 10, USF into Knights territory now. Just under 13 minutes remaining in this ball game. Same set, Siegel wide, short side left, 3 wide right. Now out of it, Kamakewicz, motion right to left behind the line of scrimmage. Crable to throw. Looking, throws left side. He's got another catch sliding down. Kamakewicz running the little square out pattern, and that's a first down at the 34. And now suddenly, Cougars beginning to come together, finding some continuity. They move it back to the 35, but it is a first down. Kind of reminiscent a little bit of that fourth quarter against Indiana Wesleyan. But you weren't trailing 34-11. First and 10. Crable again takes a look at the defense, wants to throw, steps up, in trouble, flush to his left, trying to get rid of it, does, and throws incomplete. That ball actually hit the foot of Kamakewicz and bounced high in the air, but out of bounds, so no harm, no foul. Stops the clock with 12:05 remaining. Crable's been under pressure almost constantly since the second quarter. Knights sacked him 4 times in the first half. USF trying to put something together now in this fourth quarter. Crable to throw again. Here comes the late blitz. Here's the throw. And the ball, I believe, backpedaling was caught out there inside the 20. And Siegel again turned around, backpedaled, and caught the ball in his breadbasket.
Pass complete to number 85, Jay Siegel.
So Siegel has been the featured wide receiver in this series. They'll mark that ball at the Marion 18-yard line with 11:45 remaining. 34-11. First and 10. Cougars stay with the ball at the left side hash mark, 3 wide to the right. Crable looks, throws the fade to the corner, looks for Schmeling, had it, and then the ground separated the ball. Did he catch it on the rebound? Touchdown! Touchdown! Schmeling, ball popped in the air. He caught it lying down in the end zone. It'll be an 18-yard touchdown catch, and Jordan Schmeling made the play.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Time of the score, 11:29.
Oh my God!
Well, that will certainly make the highlight film.
Cougars 0, Jack James.
Now James with a right-footed kick on the way, and it is good. And the Cougars have cut the lead more than in half. Now it's 34-18. Still 11:29 remaining. We'll see if the Cougars go onside when we return to Darcy Stadium. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, this may be it for St. Francis this season, but they're not going without making a real good effort here, and you got to appreciate that. And, you know, Kevin Donnelly was lamenting at the start of this spring football season, they did not have speed at wide receiver. The guys they were hoping to have available did not make grades, but you just cannot say enough about Dylan Hundley, Matt Kamakewicz, and Jay Siegel, and Jordan Schmeling. They have given everything they have. You know, Siegel with 3 great catches in this last drive alone, and of course Schmeling with the touchdown winning catch at Indiana Wesleyan, and a nice catch here with a ball that popped in the air and on his back made the catch. James with the end-over-end kick. It's short at the 5. Is a return up the middle. They got running room across the 35-40, and finally a tackle from behind.
Jalen Jennings on the return.
So Jennings on the return and had his ideas of going to the house.
25, Jackson Rhodes.
Jackson Rhodes on the kick coverage unit made the touchdown saving tackle. But Marion will be in business again with excellent field position up at the Knights 47-yard line.
Marion will start 1st and 10 on their own.
Now the clock is the ally of the Knights. Cougars out of timeouts. They cannot stop the clock. Marion with 2 timeouts remaining. And we would expect to see a steady diet of Dalen Taylor runs, trying to run this clock. And here comes the first one, on angled run to the left. That'll be a gain to the 50. Moss again coming up in run support.
Brought down by 56.
Justin Groves was in the vicinity as well.
Here we go, shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat.
There's going to be a penalty against Marion. So that will move the ball back to the 42-yard line. So it'll stay first down, 1st and 15.
Clock operator. 11:17 on the clock. 11:17.
You're going to move, add a little more time back to the clock. Some ways you might have thought about after the short gain to try to maybe decline the penalty just to bring up 2nd down. Got to get the ball back. That's the bottom line. Shotgun formation for Frankie Young. He'll look to throw the ball. You got Johnny William. William is going to get a couple of yards. Second effort, got out to the 50-yard line. Cougars had him bracketed pretty well with 2 defenders out there, but he's got very nifty feet and turns nothing into something and got it back to midfield to bring up 2nd down and 7. Had him stopped initially for no gain. Greg Miller, the lone wide to the right now for the Knights, 2 wide to the left. Frankie, now the Cougars come up in press coverage. And here is Taylor looking, they trap him. And a second effort that didn't bring him down though. And gained across midfield to the USF 47. It'll bring up 3rd down and a big play right now, especially from St. Francis standpoint. It'll be 3rd down and a long 3. Marion trying to get to the USF 42 on this snap. You almost have to play man and have to gamble. You cannot allow a conversion here, but they're playing well off. Young backs away, still 14 on the play clock. 10 minutes exactly remaining in regulation. 34-18 Knights. They made the second quarter a disaster for St. Francis. Here's Young wanting to throw, has time, and then wrapped up, and they've got him for a sack. Back around the 46, the first sack of the day.
Frankie Young, sacked by 95 Justin Groves.
Is that Rob Brown? Ethan Vanover might have been in there as well. But they will force the punt with 9:18 remaining. Soper in to punt, waits at the Marion 31 for the snap. Kolakewicz back inside the Cougar 25. Here comes the snap. Kick is away. That was nearly blocked. Nice kick, though. That will hit into the end zone. So that will stop the clock with 8:56 remaining. USF will get it back. 1st and 10 at the Cougar 20-yard line. Trying to get a little closer if they can.
Punt goes into the end zone.
If they can get a touchdown, it would make things very, very interesting here down the stretch.
Cougars will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
When we get a chance, we'll tell you about Tipman Properties today. 1st and 10, USF at the 20, 80 yards away from getting closer to Marion. Knights with 4 down linemen have 1 linebacker near side. Crable with time, pump fake. Now he's got some running room. Works, dives, and came up across the 25 up to about the 28-yard line. Crable just selling out. Just didn't like the spot. He thought he got more than that. He's going to be credited with a gain of about 8, second down and 2.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3.
Crable went to the sidelines and came back to the huddle now. Still 19 on the play clock. Siegel in wide left. Part of a trips package out there. They come up and press coverage near side on Kamikiewicz. And here's Crable looking. Had a man open early. Now flush to his left. Here's Crable sets. Throws over the middle. Got a catch. Up around the 49-yard line. Siegel again, I believe, on the catch. I tell you what, they got a horrible spot. He caught that ball up close to the 49, but was hit backwards, and they mark it at the 47. Cougars hurry up the line, want to run a play. Here's Crable, steps up, looking, spins around, maybe gets back close to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. But that takes the clock inside of 8 minutes, and the clock is running. No timeouts remain for St. Francis, trailing at 34-18. Isaac Van Kuren comes back into the game.
No gain brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 10. Now is Marion going to take a timeout? Well, they've not marked the play clock. Still shows 40. Marion can do what they want. Now they reset it to 25. Crable to throw. Looking, throws left side, and the ball's incomplete. That time the defender jumped the route for Marion. Siegel again was the intended receiver out there. And now it'll be 3rd down and 10. Obviously the Cougars have got to go for it if they come up short. And need to go for it on 4th. They need to get to the 43-yard line of Marion on either of these next 2 snaps. Siegel stays wide left, the lone wide out there, 2 wide to the right. Now they got a little motion left to right behind the line of scrimmage. Crable taking a look and is going to get hit as he throws the ball, and he's got a catch. He threaded the window. Wow, threw a dime out there to Dylan Hundley at the 39.
Penalty marker on the field.
And what do we have here? Another penalty flag. Holding against St. Francis. Boy, Crable is just distraught. Can't believe it. Coaches are out on the field with that horrible call. So it'll be 3rd down and even longer. Still got to get out to the 43. But now the ball is back at the USF 36. Well, I mean, Crable just threw a dime into a window. Well bracketed 2 defenders. But it all comes back for nothing. Kamikiewicz in motion again. Reverses back to the right. Here comes the rush. Crable flush to his right. Looking, throws on the run. The ball, did he get a foot in bounds? That was Kamikiewicz on the catch. Looks like he's short, though, by about a yard.
For Zion Dance, number 7.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 1. And quite frankly, I don't know what you do in this situation. USF has had very little success running the ball after the first quarter. They need a yard. Will it be a mile? They hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Set things down. Crable will look for that yard. Has got it. But was there a timeout called? There was a timeout by Marion called, and the play never ran, never counted. In fact, Crable was off to the house. Now Marion's got 1 timeout remaining. I'll tell you what, let's keep things right here. I want to tell you about Tippmann Properties. Of course, they have the St. Felix Catholic Center in Huntington, Indiana, offering 1-day and overnight retreats with over 70 rooms. Be sure to visit Our Lady on her grotto and walk the 30 scenic acres. St. Felix is the former home of Blessed Solanus Casey. You can visit their website at sfcatholiccenter.com to schedule your next meeting or retreat. Well, you hate to say it, but that's pretty good reaction by Marion. They were going to be beat on that hurry-up play by St. Francis. Crable again, would he have scored? We'll never know, as the timeout was recognized. And it will still be 4th down and 1 with 6:53 remaining. Sometimes that final half yard, that final yard might as well be a mile. And remember, Cougars are without their 6'4" senior center. Landon Myers was ejected after drawing his second personal foul. So they've got to try to find a way. Do you run behind Big Joe Henry? He's a freshman, though, 316 pounds. And it comes down to this snap. Crable barking out the signals. Looks, flips the ball to Kamenkiewicz, trying to get to the outside. Dives. I think he's got it. Yes, by about a yard. Kamenkiewicz, and they'll move the chains. The Cougars still on life support. And with the ball, 1st and 10, trailing at 34-18. In fact, they'll mark that ball at the 42-yard line of Marion. Matt Crable out of the shotgun formation. Looks to throw, being pressured. Gets away from one. Now throws as far as he can. Oh, that one is incomplete. Was trying to find a receiver downfield, but nobody home that time.
Crable's found intended for 41. Will Holman.
Will Holman was the intended receiver downfield. 6:21 on the clock. 2nd down and 10 at the Marion 42. There have been some storied comebacks in Cougar football history. Could we possibly see another one? You'll need some miracle help. Crable to throw, pressure's coming, steps up, throws off the side, has got the catch at the right. That's only good for about a yard or so. And again, a horrible spot. Siegel backwards, and that's where they spot the ball at the 42. Caught the ball around inside the 41. 3rd down and long. And there was problems on the snap. Going to be some kind of Cougar penalty on this one. Procedure will be the call.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So it'll be 3rd down and 15 with 5:59 on the clock. And once again, that scenario where you've got 2 plays and you've got to find a way to get down at least to the Marion 32. Cougars taking time, huddled up. Got the full play clock to work with now, and just starting inside of 25. Siegel, Kamenkiewicz, wide left. One wide to the right. Marion shows blitz up the middle. Here's Crable looking. Flush to the right, throws on the moves, got a catch. Hunley, and takes a helmet high hit, and then maybe targeting. Flaccari came in late, hit him high. It's going to be a penalty one way or another. Ball sitting right now on the 37. That would not be enough, but they will discuss targeting. And with this crew, we're going to be here for a while. (34-18) our score.
Personal foul. Targeting. Number 7. Defense. He's disqualified for the game.
So Flaccari is charged with targeting. He is ejected, and it will be the major walk-off. That'll take the ball inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. And 1st and 10 for St. Francis. You know, Hunley had his bell rung late in that game at Indiana Wesleyan. Was not in there for the final couple of drives and took a hit here. 1st and 10. Crable looks, spins, sets, throws to the left corner. He's got a man wide out. There's a catch. Kamenkiewicz, and trying to keep his footing at the 5. So the Cougars knocking on the door with 5:30 remaining. It'll be 1st and goal right around the Marion 5-yard line.
Tackled by number 2, Diamante Small.
Well, the Cougars score. They've got to try for 2. It would only be a 9-point difference. But first things first, Van Kuren in. He's tight to the left. Two wide, including Kamakewicz, comes in motion, resets. Crable spins, looks. Can't find anything. Pulls it down. Is going to be sacked. Back out of the 15. Could not get rid of the football. Riley Peace wrapped him up and dropped him. That will keep the clock moving.
Shamar Smith, number 1, Riley Peace.
Hundley will come back on the field. Cole Harmon, I believe, checks into the game. Second down and goal from the 14. Penalty flags are thrown. Penalty flags. Cougar fans thought it was against Marion in a free play, but it may go the other way. Wow.
Penalty marker on the field.
Well, discussion again, officials. Crable trying to get some information in there as well. And now here comes all the officials in.
Decision by committee does not work for football.
This is like a committee decision on all these penalties. Usually one official makes the call, comes in, lets the referee know. Not today. Well, let's see what this is about.
The offense executed in the previous play. We did not allow the defense to counter. So we'll replay the
I think it's just no play. Said that the offense did not allow the defense substitutions to be made. So it's going to be second and goal still from the 14. Van Kuren resets tight to the left side out of the motion. Here's Crable looking to throw to the corners. Got Kamakewicz, dives for the ball. Did he hold on? Touchdown, Matt Kamakewicz at the 4:28 mark. Good for 14 yards and a score. And this little guy, I mean, he's only 5'9", folks. And just a circus catch, kind of got turned around, but made the play. And the Cougars not going quietly. Now you got to go for two. It is 34-24. Got to get it down to 8. Cougars hurry up the line of scrimmage. 3 on the play clock. They look to run the play. Here's a pitch coming right side. Holman struggling. And into the end zone. Will Holman would not go down. And it'll be 34-26. And USF one score away from coming all the way back. Holman takes the pitch. Don't go away. USF down, but never out here at Darcy Stadium. We'll be back. Cougar football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Are the Homans down here? Where are the Homans?
Well, regardless how this game ends, you throw out that second quarter that was an absolute disaster. USF has made all kind of mistakes, penalties, but they have never given up here today. And you've got to give all the credit in the world. Matt Crable playing his heart out. And how about these receivers? Undersized, not all that fast, but able somehow just on guts to make catches. Dylan Hundley, Matt Kamakewicz, Jordan Schmeling, Jay Siegel.
Deep for Marion, number 14, Jalen Jensen.
But you've got to get the ball back somehow now. 4:27 remaining. Marion with 1 timeout remaining. St. Francis none. And is now the time to try to go onside. Let's see what Jack James does. Does pooch the ball. It's fumbled. It's a loose ball, and Marion's got it at their 45, I believe. James did a nice job, had some steam on it with that dribbler. But the Knights do have it 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. That's a good gamble by the Silver and Blue. Wouldn't that have been something if they came up with a football? Now you got to get it back the hard way. And stopping these runs. Dalen Taylor back in as the running back. He and Trent Gibson have basically split the running today. Trying to reset the game clock, I think, to 4:24, and they do. Cougars are going to have 10 men within the 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. They've got to sell out right now and try to stop Marion at the point of attack. Frankie Young again, changing the play call. Does have 2 wide to his right. Other than that, tight formation. Taylor, the running back, now motion. Cougars jamming up the center. And there's a turn down the left sidelines, and there goes Taylor. Stepped out of bounds. Boy, I tell you what, this Marion team knows how to block. And they just sealed the left side and allowed Taylor just to get out and run down the near sidelines here. That's a big play for them. And they'll have the ball at the Cougar 44-yard line.
44-yard line.
Cougars could not contain to the outside. 1st and 10 again. Young taking time off the clock. Well, if he went out of bounds, the clock should have stopped. It's not. And runs inside of 4 minutes. They're trying to take as much time off the clock as they can. Here's again Taylor dancing, looks, spins, hit at the 42, stopped right there. A lot of blue shirts in there, including Dakari Jones.
By number 7, River Walsh.
River Walsh also credited with getting it on the stop. Spencer Patti. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Young again looks, turns around. Still 20 on the play clock. No urgency. Down to 3:13 remaining in the ball game. Young taking his time. Play clock at 6, at 5. Now they were in motion. Here's a run up the middle, and that's a big run. Taylor just squirt through there. Cougars couldn't stop it, and he works his way down to the 30, and that may just about do it. There's still time, but can't give up yardage like that, that's for sure.
Also in on the tackle, number 4, Jalen Riggs.
1st and 10. Marion on the attack. 2:40 remains. And they will be in no hurry to snap the football. Got to be very satisfying for Anton Berry. Senior tight end. Of course, they starred Bishop Luers, both football and basketball. Coming into Fort Wayne and defeating the Silver and Blue if it ends that way. Here comes a blitz, a corner blitz coming up, but now they back off. And again, the read option, the right side, and there's Moss, made the play. You know, he telegraphed it, and then they came back and made the play. Now that's going to take the clock down inside of 2 minutes, but a loss back outside the, well, to the 35 is where they spot it, so a loss of 5, 2nd and 15. But you still need the ball with 1:52 remaining, and St. Francis no timeouts. And all they've got to do is take a couple of snaps and just hold on to the football, and this game is over. Play clock at 13, and now just 98 seconds remaining, and barring a fumble, Pressler comes in motion, and here's Taylor, and turns the corner left side, looking at the 25 to the 20. He will score, and taunts also all the way. That'll be a touchdown run. It was just all academic. 35-yard touchdown run at the 122 mark. Don't like to see that. Coach D always tells his players, act like you've been there.
On to attempt the extra.
But that's the style nowadays, isn't it?
Merrick Strykowski.
Got to get in the opponent's face and taunt. Extra point coming up by Strykowski. A lot of leg in that right foot, and that is good.
Strykowski's extra point attempt is good.
So that'll make it 41-26, and we'll take a timeout
University of St. Francis.
and see what St. Francis can do to wrap up probably this season. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Next, the Cougars, number 1, Matt Kamakewicz. And number 6, Luke Connor. Taking off for Marion, number 94, Merrick Strykowski.
Eli Patchett back, one of the trio of deep receivers. Remember, the Cougars with no timeouts remaining. Might expect Marion just to come with some kind of a pooch kick to not try to take a chance on kicking it deep and having a big return. Luke Connor has been back there most of the day with kick returns with Jordan Schmeling. And I think now we're finally ready. 1:22 on the game clock. And here comes the kick. It is long. Connor lost the ball into the end zone, and it will go across the end line, so it'll be a touchback. And Matt Crable will take the last snaps, bringing it out to the Cougar 25. You just don't have too many 15-point plays
Kickoff going out of the end
with
zone.
minute 22 remaining.
1st and 10 on their own 25-yard.
Cougars going to go with their number ones out there, though. Siegel stays in. He's played quite a game here, especially in this fourth quarter. Kamakewicz as well with that circus catch. Here's a pump fake by Matt. Steps up. Rolls to his right, throws short. Got a catch by Burchett. That's across the 30 to the 31.
Pass complete to number 81, right of Burchett.
That's good for about 9 yards. 2nd and 1 with 1 minute remaining.
Number 1, Riley Peake.
Able to throw again. Looking, throws at a catch by Hundley. Spun around, or they rule it no catch.
Pass intended for number 5.
It was dropped.
Incomplete.
Dillon could not hold on.
Brings up 3rd down. And
There have not been too many wide open catches today by St. Francis. Everything has been well contested. And in fact, as we've talked about, St. Francis has come up just with some circus catch opportunities today just to stay in this game. This Marion team is going to be tough to contend with. They drop 4 in coverage. Here's Crable, looks, throws over the middle, a deflected ball and incomplete. Trying to find Nathan Hera. Little crossing pattern.
Crable's pass
And now we're down to 4th down and 1 with 48 seconds. You need a yard, or Marion will have this football in the win here on the road in Fort Wayne, and their 3rd straight win over St. Francis. Van Kuren comes in. Siegel wide left. In the slot inside of him is Kamakewicz. And here is a run and second effort.
Cameron Peterson on the
Peterson, I should say, gets the conversion. So that'll stop the clock while they move the chains. 43 seconds remain. Cougars already up to the line of scrimmage. And trying to run a play. Here's Crable. Looking, throws long downfield. Nobody home. Against double coverage that time. Matt's looking over the officials saying he was chopped down, but They're going to say, hey, he had no chance to catch that ball. Now, St. Francis is moving upfield. I didn't see a penalty flag. There is a discussion with 35 seconds remaining. Maybe there was a flag thrown. Well, this time only our referee, Gabe Hughley, and
marker on the field.
did not see the flag thrown.
Sideline interference. Marion contacting an official during a play. The 15-yard penalty results in automatic first down.
Well, it's going to be a major penalty against the Knights, 15 yards. That will give the Cougars some opportunity for a last score, but they'll put the ball at midfield. They're still 50 yards away with no timeouts and 35 seconds on the clock. But stranger things have happened. Hunley back in, wide right. That's to the short side. And Crable looking to throw again. Here's Matt and under pressure again. Given ground, throws off the back foot, and a comeback dive for it. The catch is made, and then a late hit. Now, how are they going to rule this? That should be a catch. How about a late hit? Wow.
Crable's pass complete to number 1, Matt Kalmakewicz.
Kalmakewicz caught the ball.
Results in a Glenbrook Chrysler Jeep.
I'll tell you what, all academic. 26 seconds remaining. Ball now at the 25. Kalmakewicz did a great job of just coming back to the ball. As Crable looks to throw the fade to the corners, got Hunley. Hunley could not to make the catch. Had a defender in front.
Crable's pass intended for Hunley is incomplete. There's a penalty marker on the field.
There is a flag thrown. Be great if that was a spot foul. So Zion Dance got the penalty call. He did not like it. No, check it. It was Small, Diamante Small, but he's still talking to the officials and anybody who will listen.
Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty in previous spot. Results in automatic first down.
It's not a spot foul, so it'll be a 15-yard walk-off. Cougars want the ball to be placed at the left side hash mark. That's primarily because Crable loves to throw the fade to the right corner. So spotted at the 11. It's 1st and 10 at the 11. 18 seconds on the clock. You got time for 2, maybe 3 plays. Try to stick it into the end zone. Tandem receivers to the right side now. 3 defenders out here. Crable looks left. Can't find anything. Now rolls to his right. Throws on the run. He's got a catch made at the goal line and a touchdown. Dylan Hunley came back towards the goal line, made the catch. Good for 11 yards with 11 seconds remaining. So 41-32. Again, they're going to try to go for the 2-point conversion. Trying to get it down to 7. Crable under center now. Pitches the ball right side. Homan punt and has the pass complete. Little jump pass for a 2-point conversion. Homan, I believe, to Hara.
41. Will Homan's pass to number 17, Nathan Hara, is complete for a 2-point conversion.
So the Cougars get 2 more.
Making the score Marion.
That'll make it 41-34.
This is Cougars 34.
And now, obviously, you've got to go onside. You got to recover the ball and probably come up with something like a 45-yard touchdown pass as time expires. You would not want to give odds on that happening. Remember, this was a 27-3 game at halftime.
Kicking off for the Cougars, 0.
And St. Francis has not given up. It has not been at all pretty at times.
Number 14, Jalen Jennings.
But the Cougars just basically have run out of time after that disastrous second quarter. So James will separate all his kickoff unit. They're going to bunch up here to the near side. Marion tries to match him. And here we go. Bounding ball is bound around, but Marion's got it at the Cougar 45. And this game effectively will be over with them just taking a snap. You need one of those bounding balls that takes the second or third high bounce and allows your kickoff unit to basically get down there and have a chance to cover it up. 41-34 looks how this one will end. Marion taking some time, huddled up. They want to make sure no miscues. Play clock is running. Now down to 12. They do have a timeout remaining. And they will just simply take a knee in the victory formation and come away with this 7-point victory. And this one is over. 41-34. Marion holds on with St. Francis making a valiant come-from-behind bid here late. Knights will go to 5-1, 3-1 in the Mid-East League. St. Francis even record now at 2-2, and also 2-2 in the Mid-East League of the MSFA. 41-34 the final. We'll be back with our post game. This is Cougar Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM. Okay, whatever you got left, run it out. Okay, yeah. I won't be long.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't want to put Danny's suit back. Okay, grab your dirty or your half-run here it goes.
Well, you had two successful programs.